Hey guys, Rhodesian Scout. I hope you didn't hold your breath too long. I was actually here lurking, reading your comments. I am really enjoying seeing everybody. One of my favorite things I have to say that's relatively new for me is seeing all of you guys actually talk in the comments and like being friends, and it's just awesome. It's just really good. So, how is everybody doing? Um, I know we've got a lot going on in the world, clearly. And I think it's hi Anomaly, hi Side. Let me first say hello to everybody that I see in here so far. Mary's in here. Hi, Mary. So, Mary, while I have you here, I was actually thinking of dropping a link to this stream in the group chat that we have on Facebook. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. I very rarely stream with other people on my channel. I'm still very nervous about it, but if you would like to join me at any point or in the future, I would love to have you. So just let me know. Hi, Gary N. Hi, Sultan Al Fahim, Ryan Young, DJ Fox. Hello, Peter Sharon and Christopher Arcella. Oh my goodness. Okay, Mary, I'm going to include it. So guys, just hang on 1 second. I'm just going to send this link into a group chat that we have going on Facebook. And let me type. Oh my gosh, I'm such a slow person when it comes to this stuff. Okay. Everyone, I'm streaming. If anyone wants to join, here is a link. You're more than welcome. Okay, so since Mary said it's a good idea, I'm gonna do it, and we'll just see how this goes. Who knows? But I just want to catch up and see how everybody's doing. All right, there we go. I think I did it the right way. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Yes, Boomer Kelly says Gary N. Hello, Mech1164. I'm glad you're doing well health-wise. Yes, a lot of people are taking a hiatus from work. I think the social distancing thing is really key and clutch right now, due to help the spread of the virus kind of flatten out. That's what we want more than anything. The dude 1764, I made this stream actually inspired by the comment that you left me last night on one of my videos. So I just want to put the dude 1764 up here. Thank you for checking in with me. Thank you for asking how everybody else is doing. That's very sweet and considerate of you. And you were my inspiration behind starting a stream today, just to check in with everybody, let you guys know that I'm doing fine. Nova's doing fine. We're all okay. Social distancing comes very naturally to me. So I have been preparing for this all my life. I am doing okay. And I just want to know that all my friends here are doing okay too. Hello, Leon Kennedy. Panda Queen is here. Panda Queen, I haven't seen you in a while. Oh my gosh, and we have a super chat from Christopher Arcella. Christopher, thank you so much for your super chat for $5. Hello, what a coincidence. I was just watching your stream with Jay just now. Yes, we streamed a few days ago. That was really fun. I'm glad you're giving it a watch, and thank you so much for your super chat. Elijah Maccabee is here. Oh, Mary's here. Okay, guys, so without further ado, let me introduce Mary. She is here waiting for me. I did not realize she was here. Sorry, Mary. Okay, we're going to let Mary in. Hi, Mary.
Oh, my God.
What?
We have been on a stream. We've been on one stream once before. And if I remember correctly, I got to sit right next to you. And it was the coolest thing ever. Now right next to you.
A hug. Oh, virtual hug. Hi, Mary.
A complete virtual hug right now. Oh my goodness.
Welcome to the abode. How are you doing with everything that's going on?
I am doing I think it's rough for anybody with kids out there because all the kids are home from school.
Yes.
So that's a thing. So now essentially the time that you would have had if you're a parent or a foster parent like me, and you're doing, you have your kids normally in school during that time is now gone. And so the things that you might have been accomplishing during that time period is now sort of scattered because now you have to do the homework stuff, not just regular homework, but the regular schoolwork as well. And so that on top of it, and then just sort of, it can be trying. And then of course, going out is nerve wracking, because you don't want to You don't want to catch the bee bug. And so
Exactly.
but I like you actually. I'm not too bad with the whole seclusion thing.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm thinking that's going to be a stumbling block for a lot of people that tend to be on the more social side, and I think we're just getting started with this element. So I'm glad that to know that you're fairly comfortable with that. But I imagine that having the kids in the household is a whole new level of having to kind of balance things. That sounds like a bit of a challenge with everything else going on.
It's a pip. So he has ADHD like me,
Oh.
like me. So
Mhm.
he gets really cooped up and really, he just wants to leave the house. And I have to keep explaining that it's not really super safe right now.
Yeah. Oh. So, Mary, remind me what area you live in?
I'm in Kentucky.
Kentucky. Okay. Are you able to go out into nature or local parks or anything at this point?
So we do have one local park. But the truth of the matter is I'm not sure how I would feel because it's not like a nature walk. Like it's not included. It's a very sort of big open park, and they're like he would want to go get on the play stuff. He would want to go get on the jungle gym and all of that stuff, and I would be worried that that would have some residuals on it, and so it's a toss up. It's just not worth it. I think right
Yeah.
now.
It's not worth the risk at this point with everything kind of seeming like it's still a growing thing. We haven't squashed it yet. So I think that's smart on your end to be more cautious with that sort of thing, for sure.
Yeah, it's obviously there's an abundance of caution right now, and we should be cautious. I think obviously, especially with our loved ones, with the people who are prone to this kind of stuff. You know, with your elderly and with your children, with people who have pre-existing conditions and things like that. You should be cautious, of course, but I also think it's important to not get so wrapped up in hysteria that you start acting silly either. Because I've seen like people going for toilet paper. Oh my goodness. Well, you're not on Twitter.
No, I'm not. I'm staying safe from Twitter for now, but I've heard of the craziness. I've been watching other people's updates and stuff on YouTube as far as that goes, and it's quite amazing how alarmist society tends to get when these things happen. It's very fascinating.
Oh, Kelly, there was a video that would break your heart. Okay.
Oh no, if it involves hurting animals or children, I can't hear it.
It was a woman and she went to go get diapers for her baby and there weren't any. And she was like, for all of you people who can go and afford to buy 20 packs of diapers at once and leave none for me because I can't afford to do that. This is like the ramifications of that. How am I supposed to diaper my baby? And I was like, oh, my heart.
That's awful. That's heartbreaking. And this is the interesting. I mean, it's interesting, but it's also heartbreaking to see where society's at in terms of the behavior and the choices that people make and how selfish people really can be. And it's unfortunate, but also in times like this, at the same time, we also tend to see people rise up to occasion. So hopefully for every nasty, selfish, egocentric person and behavior out there, there will be a counterbalance to that. That's what I like to believe, at least.
I agree with you.
Crazy world. But I just wanted to let you know that Jeremy is here. He said hello to you and I. And also I want to get to a few super chats. We have Polly D here. Hello, Polly D. Polly D says, everybody is in disbelief, a lot of resistance, like Matt Damon hugging in Good Will Hunting. A drowning man will grab the blade of a sword. Wow.
Yeah, wow. That's poignant.
Thank you, Polly D. Thank you for your super chat, and thank you for that comment. As Mary said, yes, Mary, you're right. That is poignant. I love that word, and I don't use it often enough. Then Dave M with an adorable cat picture for his profile photo. We have $10, and he just says, hey, Kelly and Mary. Well, Dave M, thank you for your love.
Dave is amazing. He's one of my patrons over on Patreon, and he is such a sweetheart of a man, and I just adore being around him. He's such a doll. Thanks, Dave.
So sweet. Thank you, Dave, for your support and for shouting out to me and Mary, and I love your cat photo. So thank you, Dave M. Awesome. Thank you so much for your super chat. So Mary, I don't know if I know you've been to a few of my live streams before, but I tend to get very overwhelmed, very easily distracted. I try to make sure I talk to my chat as much as possible. Oh, and Jay, Drunk 3PO is here as well. be able to say hello to everybody, but I'm so excited that I have Mary here to talk to. So I definitely want to make sure that we have a good conversation and like get to know each other a little bit, because this is a first. So let's definitely talk about what's going on in the world, because I do think this is poignant right now and very pertinent and important. And I think, Mary, if you see anybody in the chat that stands out to you or that you want me to highlight, just let me know and we can talk about it. But
Sure.
hello, everybody in the chat. And if you just got here, we have Mary Mayhem, and I am a huge fan of hers. She's an awesome person. If you haven't already subscribed to her, please make sure you do it, because she's an amazing person as well as a great content creator.
Well, thank you. I'm doing my best. And that fandom is completely mutual, Kelly. I think you're one of the sweetest people I've ever had the pleasure of meeting and knowing. And I just think the world of you. You're just a doll. Like, oh, I want to read through this screen and hug it for you.
Well, Mary, it takes one to know one. It takes one to know one, because I feel the same way about you. And I've said this a few times now, but you also have one of my favorite laughs that I've ever heard in my life. If not my favorite, my absolute favorite laugh. I think it's the most sweet. It's like an angel. If an angel laughed, I think that's what it would sound like.
I go hide now. I feel like I sound like Betty Rubble if she were on crack or something.
Oh my God. No, it's much cuter. It's much cuter than that. And here we have Leon Kennedy. Hello. He says, hello, Kelly and Mary. Happy St. Patty's Day. And I am wearing green. And I am part Irish. And I was actually just talking to Gary N about this. Gary N, who also just sent a super chat. And I'm wearing my Arwen Evan Star necklace because it reminds me of, I think it's designed with Celtic knots in mind. It just has that visual cue to it. So I'm wearing my green and I'm wearing my Evan Star necklace to represent my Irish heritage.
I just realized my photo is wearing a green shirt. So
you noticed that too. And I was wondering, because I know you have your skills with the green screen. I was wondering if somehow you implemented green into your clothing, but I guess that was already
no, it just happened to be green that day.
That's well, it all works out. So you're green, you're representing St. Patty's Day once a year with your clothing.
I can't get pinched. Woohoo.
And then Gary N said, Kelly and Mary's first live stream together. It's very exciting. So Mary, do you have any, like, if you had one message for the world right now, according to your own personal experience with what's been going on with you, and also in regard to what you've seen as far as humanity goes, maybe what you've seen on Twitter or YouTube or people reacting in general, what would your biggest message be to humanity?
So if you like, I'll share a story with you, actually. So back in 2010 or 2011, I don't remember the exact year, when the tsunami, the earthquake and the tsunami hit Japan, and it rocked Japan. I lived there at the time. Yes, I was there in the middle of that, and it was one of the scariest experiences of my life. I was at the Prince Hotel in Shin, Yokohama at the time, and I remember standing in the lobby, and earthquakes were normal there. And me being a stupid American, when it started to shake, I was amused, as was everyone else in the group around me, all us stupid Americans there on a marriage retreat. I was doing the childcare for it, and I remember thinking that it was entertaining at the time. And then suddenly it wasn't entertaining anymore. And the people around me, the Japanese people, began to run and scream. And the water main up above us broke, and water was spraying down, and the marble floor cracked. And we ran outside, and I looked up around me, and I saw the buildings swaying so hard that I thought that they would touch each other. It was terrifying. And we spent the next 3 days sheltered in this hotel that we weren't sure was safe, because transportation was down and communication was down, and there was no way to talk to anybody or go anywhere or do anything. But I saw some of the kindest behavior from the people around me. People taking their own water and giving it to others. People bringing in blankets to the hotel because we didn't have any place. We weren't allowed to go up to the top of it because we weren't sure if it was safe. People driving people they didn't know places because they had their own vehicles. And in times like this, when things are scary and unsure, it's important to stop and take a breath and remember what it is that you can do to contribute to the calm and the peace around you. And then you'll get through it. we'll all get through this. And when we do, and we come out the other side, it's important to have gotten through it in a way that we can be proud of ourselves, with our integrity intact and our honor intact, instead of being selfish and behaving in ways that we don't think about the ramifications for the others around us. We have to be considerate, because we'll come out the other side stronger if that's the case, and with a newfound sense of community and hope in the people around us. That's what we just need to do.
Yeah. Wow, Mary, that's incredible. That must have been really scary, but I really love what you said about the sense of community and seeing the goodness in people and the choices to make altruistic decisions, especially based on people who did have more to offer or something to offer to others that couldn't necessarily help themselves in that situation. And I am genuinely hoping that through all of this, as scary, as frustrating, as chaotic, as unknown as the next several weeks or even months might be for people, I think what's important for everyone to remember is our ability to not only, take care of ourselves and look out for ourselves, but also to have that gentle human spirit when it comes to understanding the plight of others. And as much as this is very scary and alarming to people who have kind of acknowledged what is happening, it's also a time where we can really use it to reflect on what our values are and what we really want, who we want to be. So, and we have another guest coming on. Oh my gosh, I'm like actually a host right now. This is so weird. Okay, so Mary, did you have any finalizing thoughts? I have Jay here in the back.
Jay's the one who can tear it up. This guy is the most uplifting words I've ever heard in my life. This is the guy right here.
He's awesome. He's awesome. You know what? Before I let him in, just because I want to give him undivided attention, let me read the Gilkman super chat real quick. Hang tight real quick, Jay. We'll be right with you. The Gilkman, thank you so much for your super chat for $19.99. Sending some love to these two beautiful ladies. I interact with Asian guests at work all the time, and they are just as scared as anyone, but yet just as kind and sincere. This virus is real, but we'll get by it because I believe. That is beautiful. Thank you so much for these beautiful words. And that's a really important message to remember, is that we are all in the same boat, and some people might have more struggles than others. And unfortunately, some people may have perceptions that aren't necessarily accurate when it comes to looking at others when it comes to this scenario. So I think these are all important things to keep in mind. So thank you so much, the Gilkman. Okay, let's let Jay in. He's out of quarantine with us now.
Oh, how are your chicken nuggies?
I can't stay too long, but I saw that you threw the link in the your new chat, your new friend chat. So what's up, Mary? What's up, Kelly?
Ah, Jay, I love your face.
Yeah, I just came back from shopping from somewhere.
Brave.
I will be right back. I have a hollering kid in the other room. I'll be right back.
Okay. Beautiful, Jay. Oh, did you go to Disney World?
Yeah.
They're still open? I thought they closed.
Disney World closed. Disney Spring closed. Yeah, like today-ish. Yesterday was their official, but they still let people mosey around today. Then they're gonna shut down for whoever knows. But some of the shops there are still gonna stay open.
Wow.
I don't know. They're gonna stay open until the 20th. So
interesting.
Yeah, there was people there.
We had Gary N here. Gary N says, we will get through this together. Gary, I love your mentality. I love your outlook. That is the way.
Gary's great.
He really is. He's awesome. Gary N, I consider him a close friend at this point. He's an awesome person, and he has a great perspective on things, let me tell you. And Gelf Walker for $2, thank you so much. I dropped the taco Jedi and smashed my knee again. Oh dear, I'm sorry to hear that, Gelf. I hope your knee gets better. Make sure to sanitize that.
Yeah. Just for the record, Disney was on point when I was there I went to Disney World the last day. It's not a mustache, man. It's like a whole connection. I see him in the chat. It's just the way the light is shining down on my face. But they had hand sanitizer. They were spraying before and after the ride. They had wipes and stuff. Like they were like they were on point with all that stuff. So
That's
they even had masks. If people really wanted masks, they had them. So
I feel like at this point, I've been doing the whole social distancing protocol for a few days now. I think I would want a mask personally, especially hearing that the respiratory spread is the most
see,
prolific.
ma'am, extrovert. We talked about this.
No,
Being inside it's like it's driving me.
You need the people.
Yeah. Well, my gym is still open. Like here in Central Florida, I guess I don't know. Like everything just seems to be normal. The stores are all open. My gym is open. Schools are technically on spring break, so they didn't really close because they were going to close anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I went yesterday. There was toilet paper. Like we have toilet paper like in the Walgreens, so no one's really freaking out over.
That's good. That's good. I think it's important for people to realize that toilet paper might not be the number one necessity that we need to worry about. I think water, nutrient-dense food, that sort of thing might be a little bit more on priority. And we're going to get restocked. It's not like these things, even if the shelves are bare, there are restocking facilities. I just want to ask Will Gentry. I see him mentioning I think I've noticed in the chat that it looks like he might have lost someone in his life recently. And I just want to ask Will if you want to share that with us. I'm sorry if I missed what you were talking about earlier, and I am very sorry if you're going through a loss right now. And please know that you are welcome to share that again if I didn't get your first.
Oh, Will, sorry. He says he lost his last grandparent this evening. I'm sorry, brother.
Will.
Sorry, Will.
Where do you see that? I haven't seen that yet.
Oh, I scrolled up a little bit.
Oh, thank you. Will, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, sorry, brother. Sending you good vibes, man.
Yeah, that's always really hard. Wow. Yeah, that's the thing, like these times are trying, I think, because I think we're also more worried than ever about the older people, the older generations, because that does seem to be who it's affecting more deeply. Even if they don't pass, we're worried about that. And even without this going on, I think it's always heartbreaking to lose someone that we're close to in life. And even if we're not that close, like Will Gentry was saying, I think he said he wasn't super close with her, but it still rattles us. It still knocks our life into a different place, and it's hard to process. I think it's always difficult to process. So I'm sorry, Will. I hope you process it. I hope you process it well. I hope your family is coming together or able to in whatever way possible. Yeah.
Yeah, he's yeah, Will said thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say, brother. Just remember the happy times, man, and all the good feelings that you got from being around those people. That's just how I deal.
Yeah.
But there's nothing anyone can really say take the pain away. That's just part of being a human.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
exactly.
That's sorry. What did I miss?
Oh, Mary. We were talking about a few different things, and then we just recently saw that Will Gentry just recently lost his last grandparent. So his nan passed away this evening. So we're just, sharing some sentiment with him. And I think it's always hard to deal with this sort of thing in life. Yeah.
It's amazing how that kind of stuff can draw your family closer together, though. I found I don't get along very well with my sister, but when my papa died, I guess it was about 10 years ago now, a sister who I am estranged with, and even still today I'm estranged with to a pretty good extent. When he died, I found myself hugging her and holding her close and appreciating that she was still there. And I would say in those moments that's what you can at least take from it, is that you still have who is still here, and hold those people close and value them and appreciate them.
Yes, that is very true. And I think if all things come together in the best possible way, that's usually the case. But it's always hard. But if you can get that kind of kernel of love and warmth out of it and have that closeness with family, I think that's so important.
Mhm.
My family, I don't know what it is, if it's a curse. I don't believe in curses, but we've dealt with a lot of loss in my family, and unfortunately, it's been a lot of younger family. It's been a few younger family members that it was more tragic than expected, and there were times when I think it brought us closer, and there are times when I think it ended up in a strange way causing people to draw even further wedges between them. So it's always kind of a gamble how people end up reacting. I think but it is a special time when people can be brought together closer by those things. So I'm glad you had that experience with your sister. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should call her. Now I kind of want to call her.
Do it. That's beautiful. You should do it. I think, and honestly, guys, everybody in the chat right now, as well as you guys, if there's ever a time to reconnect with people that you love and care about, or people you've been wondering about, I think this is the time. And it's really cool because if you're an introvert like me, sometimes it's hard to make plans or to feel necessarily committed to seeing people or hanging out or going to parties or gatherings. But if you just want to throw someone a text and check in, see how they're doing, this is a really good time and almost a good excuse to reach out to those people you've been wondering about and hoping they're doing okay, and just kind of throw them a line and see what's going on. I've been definitely thinking, I have a Rolodex of people in my life that I've kind of lost contact with over the years, but I always have warm feelings towards them. And I think I'm seeing some of them reach out, and I'm, feeling more and more drawn to that. So I for sure support that inclination for you, Mary. I think that would be great. Yeah.
She'll probably still be a punk.
Yeah, that doesn't change, but at least,
Unfortunately, sometimes that's the case. Sometimes people just don't have that level of self-awareness and insight to want to work on themselves. So we just have to know they'll just always be a punk. But
take me for what I am.
Exactly.
That's usually how it goes. I had 6 Coronas yesterday.
You really?
They actually had them, the restaurant that we went to at Disney Springs actually had them on sale. Go figure.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So it was just kind of one of those things.
Wow, yeah.
It all started with Jay. Huh?
I will say this, at Magic Kingdom, I don't like going, of all the theme parks, I don't like going to Magic Kingdom because it's always really crowded. And, but when I went to Magic Kingdom before they shut it down Sunday, it wasn't very crowded at all. I actually rode every single ride in the park in one day. I've never done that before in my life. So it was like a record. I was just like, boom, boom, boom. And then I kept asking like the cast. It was kind of sad. The cast members were all crying and stuff at the end. And the president of Disney was there. And it was like they inflated all the wait times. They were saying like, oh, this is 50 minutes. This is 50, to try to defer people from coming, I think. But we got on rides and I'm like, 50-minute wait. I literally just walked on like something's weird. But yeah. I'd never done that in my whole life. They're like boom, 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 boom. Except the teacups. I ain't riding that thing because I ain't getting sick.
What?
Like that kind of sick, spinny sick.
No, we're doing it. That's a thing now. It has to happen. I'm going on the teacups with you, Jay.
Here we go. It's
going down.
That's gonna be some dizziness there.
So now I'm like that.
I always get sick on rides. The only one I ever liked, but this was at like fairs and festivals, was the UFO one where you get like, it was like a gravitron, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my favorite one because I loved that feeling of like I don't know if it was G.
Thing that like pushes you against the wall or whatever.
Yeah, I loved it. That was so fun. Pretending to be abducted by aliens. Oh, that was fun.
I see that, Gary. I see that.
Oh, look at
Stop
that.
being so nice.
Oh, that's so sweet. Gary, and just because Jay is here, that's so sweet. Thanks, Gary.
Love for Jay, man.
We appreciate that. Yes. Jay is awesome. And Mary. Don't forget Mary, too.
Of course, she knows.
I bow to the awesomeness that is Jay. I know when I'm in the presence of greatness.
Yes.
People are telling me to embrace the teacups.
Embrace.
You know what my problem is this is my problem with teacups, because I have this weird male mentality where you sit in the thing and I want to spin it, because like a guy, I'm strong. I could spin it really fast and it'll be fun. So I'm just like, I just constantly want to spin those things really fast. Anyway, I have spoken says, I'll dock you money because Jay is here. That's funny.
You can't do that. That's not how this works.
It usually happens on Mary's channel. When I show up on Mary's channel, they're like, oh God, Jay's here. And then like everyone leaves.
They do give him, no, well, they don't leave, but they do give him a lot of hex. So I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen it?
Because you have all those awesome, between you and all the other beautiful women that you have on there, then you throw me on for 10 minutes to ask questions. They get so jealous.
There's a reason for it. There's a reason we bring you on. You're our male representation, and you ask the questions that maybe people weren't necessarily comfortable asking themselves. So you're the go-between for us. Like you're the guy who steps in and does the thing that nobody else wants to do. And for that, mad respect.
Oh, believe me, I bet there's a lot of guys that would love to be in y'all's presence.
Yeah, but not asking those questions. You come on and ask some really uncomfortable questions for people.
Really? Like what? Wait, give me an example, because I don't think I've experienced this yet. We made
a mild example of it.
So
a mild example would be things like, what do you look for in a guy? I think it's questions that some men are maybe uncomfortable with asking women, but it's sort of meant to be, for lack of a better term, a safe place where we can have these discussions and talk about sort of the feminine and masculine and keep it lighthearted while also still addressing some of the craziness in the world around us. And in a way, try to reassure men that it's okay to be men and that there's nothing wrong with them. And sometimes they have questions and they just want to be able to ask that in a way that maybe doesn't necessarily embarrass them. And Jay comes on and does that for them.
Yeah. So they send me questions like, how do I talk to women? Should I shave my pubic hair? Like, that's just, I'm being honest. Like, they're like,
yes.
Does a girl like this? Does a girl like this?
Individual choice. If you're doing that for a woman, I don't know. I don't even want to get into that, but I feel like so much of that stuff is, but I guess it's different to ask a guy than that to ask a woman that, because guys might be able to be more objective based on the sample size of women that they've been with. They can deduct that, whereas a woman really only has her own perception of what she likes from a guy.
We've expressed that on a number of topics, that this really is somewhat subjective from woman to woman, and not always, but you will have some things that aren't necessarily consensus, but that you can certainly get maybe a majority on, and then other things that are incredibly subjective. So it just depends. Greatest eyebrows.
I know, I love that. You see that today from Christopher? Christopher Acella, the greatest of Jay eyebrows. It have a great arc. Wow.
You just start strutting it.
I don't know, man. I have no idea.
I couldn't even raise one eyebrow. I used to think that I could wiggle my ears, but then people just told me I was just moving my whole face. Hang on.
Yeah, you're moving your whole face.
But are my ears wiggling? Like if you don't look at my face?
Your head's moving.
So one time, Mary, Jelly. Kelly was live streaming and I was just modding for her. She's like doing her thing. And I asked her in the chat, it's like, hey, you want to come on my channel? It was a while ago. And she's like, yeah, just text me. And the guys in the chat were like, you have Kelly's phone number?
Yeah.
And I was like, ha ha ha, I have her number, be jealous. I was just joking.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh, the amount of crap I took. We're like, I hate this guy. I hate him. Why does he think he's all that? Why is it? They just went on and on for a good 5 minutes, maybe 10. And I was just like, well, sorry about that. I also have Mary's phone number too, just in case you're wondering.
All the digits here, guys. Jay's got all the digits. But I think that's the important thing to understand is I consider to look at Keck 44 angry faces.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this one. Damn. Shinichi Miser. Jay is hotter than Mustafar and cooler than Hoth at the same time.
Look at that.
True.
That's pretty cool.
Hi, Nova. Hi. My cat just woke herself up.
Caffeinated Wolf is in the chat. That's Andrew, and he's doing a throwback against Jay. Caffeinated Wolf.
Oh, caffeinated.
Oh, yeah. Andrew and Jay have a sparring thing that they do sometimes.
Oh, that's funny.
All right, I'll give out her phone number if you go to my channel with $100 super chat.
Oh, hell no, Jay. Oh, that's a joke, you guys. That's a joke.
I'll give out Jeremy's phone number.
I was jelly of Jay. I was so jelly of Jay when I found out he had your number and I didn't for so long. And I was like, that's why he said jelly, because he knew I was.
Oh, that's cute. See, this is my thing, Jay. You can give my number to any of the females in the fandom menace. Obviously, guys are a little different because there are less. There are less females. I think I know most of them more personally. And Mary, I feel like you should have had my number like a year ago at this point.
Just let me tell you, people, that this is what happened. You get Kelly's number, then she bosses you around. She's like, make sure, hey,
whatever.
Can you give your number? She does. She's like, can you give my number to this person? Hey, did you give my number to this person yet? I'm waiting. You know what I mean? It's like, like, hello, that person told me you didn't give him my number. What's the deal? I'm like, oh.
Well, then maybe Jay, you should get good.
Only Jay and Jeremy were the only people really that had my number. So I'm
sorry, you could say it. The only guys. It's okay. You could say it.
Well, you know what I mean.
Ryan in the chat says Jay's basically a prostitute or borderline prostitute.
I prefer the term coin-operated gigolo.
Oh, Gary N is heading home from work. We'll hop back on in about half an hour. Okay, Gary, drive home or commute home, and we'll see you in about half an hour. And John asks, do you all think this crisis will blow over? Thank you for your super chat, Daniel John. I do. I think it will be quite some time. I think we're just at the start of where everything is starting to go. I think that shutdowns and social distancing is going to be implemented worldwide at a certain point to flatten the curve of the spread of the virus. But I do think this will blow over. Our species will survive and hopefully we'll be stronger for it. But I do think it's going to affect everyone, even if it doesn't infect everyone. So what about you guys?
I'm confident it'll look. The human race has survived so much worse than this. The important thing to remember is to come out the other side with your humanity intact, right? Because at the end of the day, most people who get sick from this are going to recover and going to be fine, okay? What's important is that when you get through the other side, and we will get through the other side of this, there's no question about that. We always have and we always will. When we get through the other side of this, to be able to be proud of yourself and the way you conducted yourself while the crisis was going on, while we were in the midst of it, you need to be able to have some sense of integrity throughout all of this. Otherwise, what's the point of maintaining humanity at all?
Poignant, Mary. Yes, I could not agree more. I think that's such an important message to understand about this. It seems like a lot of people are getting annoyed or upset, or they're coming up with different conspiracy theories about this. But I mean, this isn't the first time this has happened. As you said, Mary, we have survived very extreme cases of plague and different viruses and war, genocide. We've survived quite a few gauntlets when it comes to threats to our humanity, our spirit, and especially our physical well-being. But I think in this case in particular, in the age of the internet, in the age of information, where everybody has access to everything and pretty much everyone else on the planet that they want to have direct contact with, I think it's so important to keep that element of humanity and who we are, and to really understand what our motivations are, and to kind of take that time to analyze those things about ourselves and our place in the world, as cliche as that might sound. I do think it's an important time for that. So yeah.
Never underestimate the power of the human spirit and our human strength. Like I don't know if people were there, and like I said, I'm not going to stay too much longer, but for 8 years, I worked with an organization that did emergency humanitarian aid, and I've seen the worst of humankind, and then I've seen the best. And I think one of the worst ones was being over in the country of Haiti, like during the earthquake, like a few years ago. Never thought those people would recover ever, and they're doing as best as they can. It's just you see it, man. People come together, and it's just we could beat it. We could beat it. So I'm pretty confident that we'll take some bumps. You know, whatever you want the bumps will be, but human nature, man, always pulls through.
Yeah,
always do.
You're right, Jay. I agree with both of you guys. And the Batman, thank you for your super chat. He sent us some funds for medical masks. So I've been wanting to get one. So I'm gonna hop on Amazon and see if they're not sold out yet.
Oh my gosh, I have a box.
Mary, look! Oh my gosh, the Batman! Look how quick Mary got hers on. Look at that. That is beautiful. Perfect.
I'm going to remain protected.
And she sounds like Bane. This is perfect. Amazing, Mary. And Daniel John, I'm assuming, I think he said this back when Mary was talking. Well said. I appreciate the well thought answer. I do too, Daniel John. Thank you for your super chat. Beautifully said. Snobby Acorn likes the mask too, Mary.
Thanks. I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty pop punk rock too.
Yeah, I like it. I had a purple one, but it's not as cute. Dang it.
So Jay,
I'm gonna pop off because I gotta get ready for my show in a little bit of an hour.
Okay.
But don't stop streaming. People stay here. Don't go to mine. Stay here. This is much better.
You guys can
get over.
What's the topic of your stream? Tell people about your stream today, Jay.
We got the last roll of toilet paper. That's the topic.
Ooh! Oh no! Oh no!
Bought the last roll.
Anxiety.
No, we're just gonna laugh, have some fun, and because
council?
What's that?
Is this a dark council?
Yeah, and just Abunat's gonna bring some music, and then we're just gonna have some fun. Because there's really nothing else to do.
Well, that's a good time. This is a good time for you guys because you do have a pretty fun stream over there. So I'm happy.
Look at K44. Buy drunk, get lost. I love that dude. Yeah, I'm doing well, everyone. I'm doing well. Don't worry. I'm doing fine. I drove up to I have some relatives that are up in age, and I went and made sure they had all the food and everything. Everything taken care of. So yeah.
Oh, good. That's
right next door to a hospital, if God forbid anything. So, but it hasn't really like been in Florida like it has been in California or New York or wherever else. So
also keep in mind though, they might not have done as much testing depending on
true.
Forward. So
listen, just so because everyone was giving me crap about walking around. I'm sorry, Cal, I did not mean to cut you. I'm taking the highest precaution. Like, don't worry. Good.
I'm glad to know that. Yes, take care of yourself. I know you are an extrovert. You love people. You love being around people. Yeah. So I know it's going to be an interesting time for you, but I'm glad that you get to stream and have
I'll be calling Kelly on the telephone. Because I'll be like, I'm bored. I don't know what to do. I need someone to talk to. Well,
I'll be here.
Candace, Miami's like 4 hours away from me, so we'll see. All right, don't worry about it. Just be safe, everyone. Wash your hands. Brush your teeth.
Indeed.
Yes.
I'll be all right. I'll be okay.
Here. Say hello to Candace. Candace is here.
See y'all.
Bye, Jay. Okay, Mary, it's just you and me now.
That's the way I like it.
Girl time. Yay. Speaking of girls, I was trying to say it, but I don't think you heard me. Candace is here. Hi, Candace. Hello.
That's my girl right there. So Candace is my twinsy. I don't know if I've ever shared this with you, but Candace and I are so alike in so many different ways. She's with the physical exterior obviously is nothing similar because she's just a bombshell blonde. But like, we both have ADHD. We take the same medication. We're the same age. We have a lot of the same interests. We do research a lot of the same way. We make notes the same way, like just our approach to stuff. And I think it probably boils down to the ADHD being so severe for both of us or whatever. So we have a lot of the same approaches to a lot of stuff because otherwise we can't keep it organized. And so she and I are just a lot alike.
How did you find that out? How did you guys realize that similarity that you had?
Just talking, like I got to know Candace pretty early on, when she first started doing YouTube, and it just, me, I call anybody and talk to anybody, and I was like, I like her, so I want to call her, and, talk to her, and just sort of tripped across the information and found out in the course of conversation. So she's such a sweetheart.
So cool. So that's really interesting that you said that, because one of the things that I've noticed about both Candace and yourself, Mary, is when I've watched your videos, it does seem like you guys both do an extraordinary amount of research and preparation as far as like garnering knowledge and insight and intel for your videos and your content. And I was always so impressed with that, because as someone, I think I have some level, I think a lot of people that I know have some level of ADD or ADHD, but it's just definitely on a more of a spectrum, where I think some people are much more severe in how it proliferates with them. For me, I think I was always on the milder side of it. And so I tend to be like, just, I don't know, free form. But I do better when I make lists and I actually do my research. But it's really hard for me to put myself in that place, because sometimes I just want to be spontaneous. And I always had so much admiration for people who are able to put that level of research and dedication and time and patience into their work. So that's something that always stood out to me about you and Candace. So that's really cool that you have that in common.
Well, it's a habit that sort of has to get nailed down, because when you have that kind of severe ADHD, if you allow yourself, and it really is an allowing sort of thing. And yes, with Candace being pregnant, I don't know how she's surviving without her meds, because I don't know how I would do it. But you do sort of form this habit of, I have to do it this way, or I know that I will run down every single bunny trail that my brain presents. And so you sort of knuckle down and grab a hold of it, because you know that otherwise you're this kind of incoherent mess that can't seem to convey a point to people. And so it's just a matter of sort of gripping yourself by both shoulders and shaking yourself and going, no, this is how you actually sound like a normal human being. You have to hold on to yourself and make yourself do it. So it's a learned habit, because otherwise you know what you are if you don't. So
that makes so much sense. And now that you just framed it that way, I'm thinking that maybe that's a trait that I actually have, but I've just never gone through the actual work of implementing that habit into my life. I think I always felt like I didn't have enough structure in my life, and I don't really blame that on parenting or a school system. I blame it kind of more on not implementing it for myself. So I'm wondering if maybe that's something I should try to work towards moving forward, because I most of the time feel like an incoherent mess when it comes to communicating my thoughts and ideas. And I think I always kind of blame that on just being more introverted and not really bouncing my ideas off of people and getting a lot of social feedback from others. But I'm wondering now if maybe I'd benefit from that kind of strategy too, because it's like you just framed that in such a sensible way.
Well, meds helped me start the process, and I don't know that I'd be able to do it. I'm sure I would be able to do it without the meds. It would just suck. But my Adderall was what helped me begin the process of really kind of getting a grip on everything, and kind of forcing myself to behave in a way that made it possible to have the kind of structure and the kind of approach to things that made it possible to be a person who knew how to talk about things in a constructive way, in a directed way, as opposed to squirrel. So.
Yes, that's very true. And when I was younger, when I was first diagnosed, I think it was in middle school, and I did take, I think it was Ritalin first, and then I tried Concerta, and I tried Adderall later on in my college years. But I always found that I really enjoyed the focus that they gave me, and I was able to get my work done in a much more streamlined manner. But I also found that they affected my physiology in a way where I didn't feel like I had full awareness, like acute awareness of my own inner mind, if that makes sense. It's really hard to like actually explain.
Yes.
We tried explaining that before.
I did a couple of different ones as well. Oh God, I can't remember the last one I did before the Adderall, but there was something else. It began with a V, that they had stuck me in, and that one made me feel that way. I like the Adderall because I feel like I can take it early enough in the day that it doesn't affect my sleep habits anymore. Although it did at first, but I can take it, and I feel like I have solid control. That it just does what it's supposed to do, which is focus me in, hone me in on the target, and make it possible for me to latch on to the task at hand, as opposed to literally every shiny thing that is around me all the time. So,
yeah. Oh, that's so interesting. That's so true. Okay, good to know. And then Candace did send us a $2 super chat saying, kudos to all you in the chat living life with ADHD. Thank you, Candace. Yes, I think that's a very important message. And there's one of several different positive things to come out of this whole mental health movement we've been having in the last few decades, which is I think people are more aware that everybody has different ways of being, and to try to fit everyone into a box, especially at an early age, of how you're supposed to function, how you're supposed to be, what it means to be intelligent, what it means to be successful. These are all extremely nuanced and intricate topics. And like, we have someone like Candace, we have someone like Mary who make what I consider to be some of the better content when it comes to the stuff that I watch. And they, by all intents and purposes, would have been considered, not among the perfect student, maybe at some years and years ago. But look how you found your way, and you're probably stronger because, I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but because you have this hurdle in your life, it seems like you've implemented so many strategies and thought processes that you might not have implemented if you just had an easygoing, laissez-faire attitude towards everything.
Well, I like to think of ADHD as my sort of quasi superpower, right? Because it gives me this wonderful ability to see things in a very colorful and sort of out of the box way that I'll come up with bizarre solutions to things that work, but maybe others wouldn't have considered. And it helps me to be a very creative human being in terms of my approach to things. It helps me to, in a weird way, sort of consider the things others might not consider because of the bunny trails, because I'm able to follow down a series of paths through my mind that will lead me to somewhere else that perhaps others might not have wound up. While with the medication, while knowing that I can do that, and somehow in a way, it's a hard thing to explain or describe, but allowing your mind to take the correct bunny trails, as it were, with the medication, it helps me to do that. And so I still have managed to maintain a level of creativity and sort of out of the box approach to things while simultaneously being able to be productive at the same time. And so that's something that I love. I love ADHD in that aspect, in that it allows me to be have a unique approach to things. And so I like to think of it as a superpower in that regard. But I mean, there are many different ways that people can be unique and different and have their own approaches to things. And so it's just learning how to accept who you are and what you are and the things about you that you can't change, control what you can and accept what you can't, and love yourself regardless. And so it's just process of it all, I guess. Yeah.
That is beautifully said. I love that attitude. I think that's, and I do think that that's a universal attitude that we can probably apply to a lot of people that face adversity in their lives, whether it's a physical ailment, whether it's a degree of mental illness. Of course, there are some things that are so crippling that it's almost impossible to work our way through living a balanced and contented life. But what I found are sometimes the things that set me apart in terms of feeling like I wasn't good enough when I was younger are now the things that have created a well of compassion within me.
Yes.
For others, and that empathy that allows you to really connect with other people. So as much as it was painful for me to grow up with certain experiences and certain dealing with death at a young age, or dealing with different experiences that others I think would qualify as maybe being challenging. I don't think I would trade those things at the same time, because they've given me a path that I can't force. I can't imagine being on if I hadn't gone through the hardships. And I think that's it. One of my favorite quotes, and I think this is really a pertinent quote, especially to a time like this, is, I always forget how to start it, but it's, I think it's, hard times make strong men make good times make weak men make hard times.
Agreed.
And I really feel like it's, and it's interesting because, of course, with what's going on in the world right now, there's always something going on in the world that's going to cause adversity for some people. There's always going to be illness, unless, of course, we reach the singularity and there's no illness anymore and we're all just part of a giant machine.
Hold your breath.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a while, at least, but there's always going to be some kind of tragedy or travesty within our lives. But I think what people fail to realize sometimes is, if we just blessed a child with a completely safe, ordinary, painless, easy, obstacle-free life, they would run into problems eventually, and then something would come up where they weren't able to handle it effectively, or they wouldn't be probably the best version of themselves at the same time. This is a topic that we could get into, like I could just talk about forever, because it's just a rabbit hole of a conversation. But yeah, I love your perspective. I love Candace's perspective on this, and it's cool to see that you guys bonded through that. I never realized that you guys had that in common, that whole understanding and work tactic, and that's very cool that you guys found each other through this.
Yeah, she's amazing. I love Candace.
Here's an ADD comment by Matouine for $5. Is it worth running out for a Shamrock Shake? Asking for a friend.
Stay in the car.
Yeah, go get a mask on. Stay in the car. Don't stay out too long. Maybe you could make your own at home. Try some celery for the green. I don't know. Probably
mint extract isn't super elusive. Like a lot of people have that in their cabinets, right? Just throw some ice cream, some mint chocolate chip ice cream into the blender with some milk. You'll be fine. It'll be good.
I love that. That's a good, safe, healthy alternative there.
Well, I don't know if it's healthy, but I'm sure it'll taste delicious. I want some. So if you make it, share.
Oh, Travis Orick has an interesting comment. I think the worst part of this pandemic is how when one's friends catch the virus, one gets super worried about aforementioned friends. Yes.
Yeah.
And I do believe that with the rate at which people are succumbing to this, there is a chance that some people will have to experience this. I mentioned in my previous stream that my mother has some pretty severe health conditions that make me greatly worry about her. She's not only almost 70, but she also is suffering from quite a severe illness, and a few of them at that. So I greatly worry about her. I know I've caught a few comments in the stream where other people have some of their own conditions that they're suffering from physically. And of course, other people who know people or are very close to people, parents, siblings, friends who are immunocompromised or who have physical ailments, health ailments that are making them more susceptible to this. So unfortunate as it is, I think we're all going to be doing a lot of worrying for the next several months. I personally feel relatively safe knowing that even if I were to contract the virus, which I'm being very careful about, but there's always a chance that someone I interacted with a week ago before I started secluding might have spread it to me. And what I want to do to be absolutely sure is make sure I'm not continuing that spread. And of course, at the same time, I also feel like I'm not entirely immunocompromised. I don't have the strongest immune system, having worked with kids for so long. I think I'm always, I feel like I get sick like on a fairly frequent basis just due to what's going on. But I know that I'm relatively strong and healthy, and below the age group that would be classified as being having to be tremendously worried about.
Right.
But this is going to be worrisome for a lot of people. I know I'm on pins and needles. I'm always worrying about my mom as it is, and her health. I also have a 93-year-old grandmother who lives on her own and doesn't speak a lot of English. So I worry very much about these people in my life. And I think with this, it's just elevating that constant state of fear and worry. And it's important for us to find outlets to process that fear, and also remain as calm and feel as productive as we can, and really stay close to those people in our lives if possible at the same time. So Travis, my biggest, I think, my biggest thing I think that I can think of for you would just be trying to stay in contact with those friends as much as possible. Keep updated, text if you can, if that's possible, and just see how they're doing, check in with them. That's why I wanted to do this stream, was to check in with all of you guys and see how everyone's doing. I know I'm doing not as great a job at keeping up the stream as usual, but I definitely want to stay in contact with you guys, make sure everybody's doing okay.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think you might have missed some super chats.
Okay. Yes, I see. Mark C here. Did I miss anyone before that? Okay. Mark C, thank you for your super chat. Mary Mayhem, Geeky Candy, Jedi Bunny, and Anna that Star Wars girl. Terrible that the fandom menace is nothing but misogynistic white dudes. We have the smartest and most beautiful women in pop culture. Thank you, Mark.
That is a heck of a compliment right there. That's a doozy, but I'll take it.
Very sweet. Yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, it's amazing. It's just, we're just overrun with all these misogynistic white dudes. But then look at the female representation, and look at all the representation. It's funny, and there are way more females that I can think of that are becoming a part of the fandom menace, and whatever other term you might want to have for it. There's a lot of us in this community, and it's pretty cool to see. It's exciting.
Oh yeah. And that's one of the things I've actually loved about this, is for all of the insults that are lobbed our way, I've never seen a more open-minded group of people, and that's true in so many regards, not just to gender or to race or to inclination in terms of sexuality, right? Because we have people who run the gambit on that particular, on any of those particular instances, right? So, but also in terms of tolerance of differing opinions, which I think is the most important kind of tolerance that you can have, right? Because inevitably you're going to run through your life and you're going to run into people who disagree with you about things and who don't align on certain subjects, and sometimes subjects that are very deep and dear to your heart. And the important thing is to remember that that's okay, that people don't have to agree with you, even on something that is profoundly important to you, that they don't have to agree in order for you to be able to get along, be cordial, and I dare say, even be friends with said counterproductive person who's out there usurping all of your beliefs and ideology, right? Like it's okay. It's okay. They're not hurting you. They're not hurting anybody. And as long as they're not hurting you or hurting anyone, and doing anything other than maybe perhaps challenging what it is that you believe, which in and of itself is a good thing, because if you can't defend the things that you believe, then perhaps you shouldn't believe them. Then these people in this community are capable of interacting and liking people who disagree with them all the time anyway. It's really a wonderful community of people. I'm so impressed on a constant and regular basis by the people in this community. You guys are amazing, and you blow my mind, and I like your faces. You're just great. So yeah.
I second that, Mary. I second that. I think that's like, it's amazing to me in this day and age. It seems like there's such a divide, and I don't know if it was always this way based on what people's belief systems were, but it just gets so dogmatic. And I try to stay as balanced as I can with everything in my life. I think I grew up in a way where I was sometimes made to feel as though my opinions, if I held a certain opinion or a belief, or I made a certain statement, I did have someone in my life that would make me feel stupid. So I learned to kind of regulate my the way that I interact with people in terms of, I wanted to make sure that I was always respecting someone's beliefs and opinions, because I felt growing up that I was not respected for my beliefs and my opinions as a child. And I think that carried on into my personality, because I tend to be more moderate in the way that I approach things. But at the same time, I have friends that have extreme opinions and beliefs. And as long as they don't allow that to leak into their ability to connect with people, I really think that's the key. And you do see so many people that are very fundamental in their beliefs, and they really truly believe that if someone disagrees with them, that they're evil or just inherently wrong or inherently a bad person. And I think it's that kind of thinking that really, regardless of what side it is, that's where the toxicity and the straight up negativity comes from. So I don't know. It's a complicated and an ongoing issue, because I don't think there's any way to get people to stop feeling dogmatically the way that they feel about certain things, but to at least be able to kind of have that underlying understanding that we're all human, we're all complex, we all have different upbringings. There's no way to get everybody on the same page all the time.
Yes. And stop assuming the worst of a person's intentions. It's been my experience that most people, at bare minimum, don't intend ill and generally intend well, at least in regards to their ideology. We just disagree on how to get there for the most part, right? So we would take different paths, but we all mostly want to wind up in the same place, which is a world full of people who are happy and healthy and have all of the things that they need. That's where we all want to get. We just disagree how to get there.
Yes. Yeah, it's so right, Mary. That's a perfect way to say it. You said what I wanted to say even better than I possibly could have.
Oh, no.
I just wanted, so we have D-Day Cobra in the waiting room, but before I just want to address something. I did see Darren, like my father before me, making several comments about being recently diagnosed with brain cancer. And Darren, I just want you to know that I've been seeing your comments. I just didn't really have the opportune moment to get around to highlighting them or addressing them. But I just want you to know we're here for you. We're thinking of you. I'm hoping sincerely the best for you. I'm so sorry that you're experiencing this diagnosis. And I truly hope you know that you have a community that cares about you. And I've been seeing a lot of people offering words of support in the chat. So yes, we see you. We're here for you, and I'm so sorry. I can't personally imagine the that fear and that experience that you're going through. But I didn't want you to think that I was ignoring you. I don't want anyone to ever think I'm ignoring them. But as you guys know, I am not always the best at things when I'm doing this. So
I think you're great.
Thank you, Mary. Okay, so let me let Mr. Jeremy in. Hello, Jeremy.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello. I'm just stopping in for a few minutes, so wanted to say hi. So I'm sure you're both having some deep discussions, because that's what happens when Kelly is on a live stream. That's what always happens. So, but I'm glad Mary is still protecting herself with her Mahler mask.
I only put it on because you came. So.
Oh, really? Oh, here, let me put mine back on.
Don't do that. No.
There we go. So.
Oh, even Leia has one.
No, but so how are you, Kelly? How's everything going?
I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there. Just, I wanted to make sure I was keeping up with everybody. As you know, I'm pretty good at social distancing as it is. It's kind of part of my
You're an expert.
Personality. I am an expert. I am very proficient in the social distancing element as an introvert. So I'm doing okay, but I wanted to check in and see how everybody else is doing. And for the first time ever, I put a link in our Facebook chat. Which
I know it.
Which you introduced me to. So I got to talk to Jay was here a little bit earlier. It's good to have you here. Mm-hmm. And I finally got to stream with Mary, so I'm very excited.
Yeah, I kind of jumped on that like a duck on a June bug.
Yeah, I knew Mary would jump on that. She's Mary's your biggest fan, I think, Kelly. So
never seen a sweeter person.
I will say this. I've hung out with Kelly a few times, known her for a while now, and she is more genuine than anybody you'll ever meet. The person you meet in real life is the person you think she would be, and probably even more wholesome than you would imagine. She's amazing. So she's the best. She's awesome. So.
Thank you. Oh, Jim, thank you. I feel the same way about you. You know how much I appreciate you.
I know you do. We actually talk about that a lot whenever we're texting back and forth. And but yeah, Kelly's great. She really is. And Mary is like, Mary freaked out when I added her to our chat. Mary was like going crazy. So, but that's the thing about it is like, like Mary brings a different element to it too, where it's like Mary's like she's like the mother hen for everybody in the community. She takes care of everybody. She looks out for everybody. If there's something I need to know, I reach out to her. We have awesome people. It's really
not
do.
Mother hen. It's Mama Duck. Okay?
Mama Duck.
I love that. Oh, I'm just picturing all the ducklings walking behind.
Exactly. Mama Duck.
Yeah. So, but we got crazy times going on right now. It's I blame the media more than anything, but there is something to be concerned about. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about that. Like I said earlier, I was talking to Sports Wars, and I said I heard from a friend of mine who's a nurse, and they told me, like, this is crazy. Like, I'm not even worried about this for myself, but I'm worried about people's reaction to it. That's the thing I'm scared of the most is the insanity around it. But it is what it is. So.
That's where we have some measure of power individually, at least, because look, calm begets calm, and composure begets composure. Kindness begets kindness, and I think that's where it becomes our job as individuals to lead by example, right? Because it truly is. An attitude is contagious, and so when you maintain yourself and you get a grip, you shake yourself and you go, no, you have to hold it together. You have to be the integrity that you want to see. Then that will infect the people around you more potently than any coronavirus ever could. And so I think that's important for us to maintain ourselves in that way and to be the light it is that people around us need, because it will spread.
Yeah.
Yes. So true. So true, Mary. And that is one of the reasons I stopped. I usually watch Sky News. And I sometimes have it streaming just in my apartment just so I can hear it when I'm home. I haven't watched the news in about 2 weeks now, or listened to the news or caught up with the news. I'm only seeking, if I want information, I seek it from sourced material that is linked directly to statements and research and numbers by medical or scientific or health professionals.
Actual CDC is who we should be listening to here right now. Yeah.
I tend to always go and look at any Twitter accounts that just were created within the last few days and make sure I get all my information from them. A lot of sarcasm. Although, let me show. Can I? Do you know how to do this screen share, Kelly? So do you see how on the bottom it says? So click that.
Okay.
And then I want to show. So this is Jared Leto. Imagine this right here. So
Don Talks he just did a video on this.
Yeah. Now I think Jared Leto is a weirdo, but that's beside the point. I'm just trying to say, look at the context of this. 12 days ago I began a silent meditation in the desert. We were totally isolated, no phone, no communication. We had no idea what was happening outside of the facility. Walked out yesterday into a very different world, one that's been changed forever. Mind-blowing, to say the least. I'm getting messages from friends and family all around the globe and catching up on what's going on. I mean, that's got to be pretty shocking, because if you look at what has happened in the past week or two, it's pretty shocking. You know what I mean? And for someone to be isolated like that, and then walk into this crazy time that so much has changed. Everything has been canceled. Everything's been postponed. Everything's shutting down. It's wild. So that's got to be a pretty shocking thing he went through.
Yes, absolutely. I can only imagine. Especially a silent retreat where I think they forego all speaking and they're just basically meditating throughout the day. And then he gets back and the world is practically on fire with this information. It's got to be quite a strange, surreal situation.
My suggestion, and it's a genuine suggestion, is for people, if you're getting worried or overwhelmed, and again, yes, I'm going to the Kelly mode. All right. I'm not being sarcastic, Jeremy, which I'm on every other channel, but I'm on Kelly's channel. I respect Kelly. I respect the type of conversation she likes to have. But, in all seriousness, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you're getting a lot of anxiety about what's going on. First of all, I understand that. Don't watch cable news and stay off of social media. And right now, the only thing you can do, isolate yourself and watch movies, watch television shows, play video games, things that'll take you out of what's going on. Because right now, again, I just say, if you're worried about what's going on and it's bothering you to that level, I ask yourself, why are you bothered? Are you upset because someone has it and you witnessed it? A family, a friend, a coworker, have you seen it happen? Or are you worried because of what you're hearing from the mainstream media and social media? It's a really easy question to answer. I'm not saying that the virus isn't out there. It's out there. There's no doubt about it. There's something going on. A lot of people are going to get sick. But the hysteria around it is the bigger problem, in my opinion. So, watch Lord of the Rings extended cuts.
Yes.
That'll be 12, 13 hours of your life right there. And it will take you to another place, and it will take you to a much better place than the one we're in right now. But that would be my suggestion.
He looks just like Arwen.
I do have my Arwen necklace, so I'm representing Arwen today.
Yeah. Leon Kennedy says play Resident Evil games over again. Yes, that's I stopped at 4 or no. Yeah, I stopped at 4, which is one of the greatest games ever. 1 and 4 are my favorites. 5, where they changed the gameplay, I didn't play that one that much, and there was a lot of spin-offs. But yeah, the Resident Evil games are amazing, especially 1 and 4. So
I'll play Silent Hill. That's where I want to get into Silent Hill. I know. I think it's number 2 or 3.
Silent Hill. Yeah, Doom Eternal is coming out Friday. I'm looking forward to Doom Eternal. We're probably going to be playing that on Gaming with Geeks. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of ways to take your time and your mind off the craziness going on. There's a lot.
Yeah.
I just recently, per Jesse Milestone's recommendation, bought The Stand by Stephen King. That is a big book, so that will keep you occupied for quite some time, and it's kind of pertinent and relevant for what's going on now. Yeah, and I didn't realize this when I ordered it, but I ordered the copy where it was like the extended version, so Stephen King gets really self-indulgent with his writing at that point. I enjoy Stephen King, but he can be a little bit over the top when it comes to his writing style, but it's going to keep me occupied for quite some time.
Reread a book you know and love. It's amazing how you can pull new stuff out of something that you've read before, how you can derive new information or find yourself stuck on something that you hadn't really realized it was there before. It's amazing. I'm rereading Harry Potter right now. I'm on the second book, and it's just I'd forgotten how simplistic and beautiful and how much of a wonderful escape that it was to kind of leave.
Harry Potter. Oh my gosh. How are you, Mary?
I'm a Ravenclaw.
Me too. Oh my gosh. Yay, I'm Ravenclaw.
That's one I need to watch. I need to rewatch Harry Potter because I don't know anything about Harry Potter. Like, I've seen them, but I watched them. Huh?
Read the books; they're better.
I don't have the patience to read books.
Well, read an audiobook. You high
yeah,
school
I don't even have the patience to do that. Like, I have to be. I'm a very active person, and sitting and reading a book is like video games. I have to get up and run around and stretch and whatever. Like, I can't just sit in a place. My metabolism is way too high.
No, Jen, you get a whole new perspective on Ron Weasley if you read the books. The movies don't do a good job of
but here's the thing: is I didn't even I watched all the movies, but I watched them in one of those casual ways where it was just like, yeah, I watched them, but I didn't pay attention to it. So, I need to really get a better perspective on the movies or just the world in general, because like I want to go whenever it opens back up. I want to go back to Universal Studios. I haven't seen the Harry Potter section in like 5 years. So.
Oh man, when I went in September to when we went to Universal or whatever, and I freaked out. I just lost it. I was in absolute heaven. It was more magical there than it was at Disney World for me by a long stretch. And I got my wand. I got Luna Lovegood's wand. She's my favorite.
Oh my gosh, I'm Luna Lovegood's personality type. I think she's an INFP. So I'm a Luna Lovegood. I love her.
Amazing. And the books don't really, the movies don't do her justice either, right? Like they kind of sort of touch on it. You get an idea, but you really see her as far more of a goofy goof than you do the incredibly insightful human being that she is.
Yeah.
So the books are so much better, Jeremy.
They're much better. So I have a few people reminding me to get to my super chats. I know, guys. I'm trying to keep up.
Well, I'm gonna bounce. I just want to stop in and say hello. So and it's a pleasure to be on here, and I'm always happy to stream with both of you. So have a good stream tonight, Mary. And I'm sorry we're gonna miss you later. And Kelly, hope you're doing well. Anything you need, I'm always around. So
thank you, Jeremy. Thank you for stopping by. Take care of yourself.
All right, bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Don't die, everybody. That's the key. Don't die.
If it hurts, don't do it.
Bye.
Bye, Jeremy.
I have about 10 minutes myself before I have to go get my little boy his medication and chart on him and all of that stuff. But I do have about 10 more minutes. I'm not going to jet just yet.
Good to know. Okay, let me just get to a few of these super chats. We have Draco Argentis here for $5. Thank you, Draco, and thank you for your patience waiting for me to finally get around to this. Hail, Kelly and Mary. Stay happy. Take care. Kick Jay. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Or not kick Jay. He kicked himself. Be excellent to all and party on.
Party on, Garth.
Thank you. Yes, party on. And then from Adis or Adice, always going to say it wrong. My little fennec fox. Oh my gosh, I love that picture.
That is
Yay,
ridiculous.
Jedi Bunny stream. Thank you for your super chat, 80s 919. I'll always say both, just in case, my little fennec fox friend. Thank you so much for your super chat and your support. And then I know I'm missing a lot of people's actual comments in the stream today. Oh my gosh, I need to get better at this. We're working on it. Okay, let's see. What else did I miss? And then we have DJ Fox for $2 and the Gilkman for $4.99. But I don't see that they actually wrote anything in their super chats. Let me see if I missed it. I'm very bad at this right now, Mary. Can you tell how awful I am at live stream?
You're doing phenomenally.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that.
Seriously, it'll be ages before I get to some of my super chats. You do better than I do.
They didn't say. See, I'm always worried because I'm always worried I'm going to miss them because I never get that extra screen up that shows you the super chats. But I finally figured it out, so now I'm not going to miss them anymore, which is good.
Yes, as long as you refresh button, you're good on that.
Thank you, DJ Fox, and thank you, the Gilkman, for $4.99 super chat and DJ Fox for $2 super chat. Thank you guys so much.
Fun fact: tomorrow, Thomas, the Gilkman, is having his 400 subscriber live stream at 5 o'clock Eastern. I'm going to be on that.
Oh, that's exciting! Oh my gosh, I don't know if I realized. Did I know that Thomas had a channel? Let me see if I'm subscribed to him. Let me see if I can find the Gilkman go-to channel. I just subscribed, Thomas. Very cool. Oh, and he has a Jurassic Park shirt on in his videos. Cool with me, man.
Mm-hmm.
Jurassic Park represent, yes.
Thomas is a sweetie.
So Mary, do you have one son?
That's a complicated thing to answer. So I've never given birth to any children. I was not blessed with that ability. But I was married for 10 years and I love my stepchildren, even though I'm not married to him anymore, with all my heart, raised them. Unfortunately, they're far away from me now and I don't get to see them as much as I would like. However, I stay with my brother right now while I'm sort of readjusting my life after the process of not being married anymore. And I, along with my brother, am doing foster care for one little boy. And that is enough. And that allows me to mother in the way that I can. So.
Oh, Mary, that's beautiful. So, wow, that's absolutely beautiful. Wow, I'm just continually impressed with what a genuinely good, warm, loving person you are. And the fact that you are able to also offer so much of yourself in your channel and your content is just, it's amazing and it's an inspiration. And I hope you realize how how special that is and how special you are.
No. I'm sorry, I had to get light. It was kind of weird. You're sweet.
No, it's true. And it takes such a special person. In my opinion, it takes a true hero to foster, especially I know that I've worked with foster children, and it can be such a dark system that they go through, and it can feel so cold to them. So when they have a foster parent that's actually there for them and loves them and gives them that warmth and that stability and that foundation, the strong foundation that all children need and deserve, it's just a beautiful thing, because I think so many children fall through that system and end up being so hurt by it. So that's a beautiful thing that you're there and offering that love and support for him.
He's a good boy, and he deserved better than he was handed. So
that's beautiful, Mary. Well, you're a hero. Not all heroes wear capes.
But I do wear capes as often as I can get away with.
I'm sure. with your Mahler mask.
Yeah, I kind of want to put it back on.
I'm not contagious. Look,
no, not you.
Kennedy, you are both beautiful inside and out.
It's true. Kelly, you are one of the sweetest doll babies I've ever seen in my life. Oh, I just love your face. I hope you're going to Celebration.
I am. I plan on it. I mean, assuming it's still going on. I don't know if I'll probably hang out on the periphery, because sometimes the big park convention stuff freaks me out, but I definitely want to meet as many people as I possibly can, from whoever's in the chat to all of the people in the Fandom Menace. I just want to make sure that I meet as many people as I can. And I'm excited for it. Do you know when it is?
Because it's in late August, and you're not getting away from me. I'm going to latch onto your leg like a koala.
Okay.
Right? I
will take you, Mary. I will be your baby dog following you around.
We can take turns giving each other piggyback rides. Okay. That'll be great.
I'll work on my muscles while I'm in isolation.
It's fine. No. You can be the backpack. I'm good. I got this. Rah.
I'll be the Yoda.
You'll be the best backpack ever.
I'll be the little Yoda. You be the Luke Skywalker doing flips.
Heck yeah. Well, that's terrifying.
With vines on Dagobah.
I already have plans, Kelly. You're going to love this, okay? We're going to find the most public place possible with a fountain or something out there, and we're just going to go planking, okay? Do you remember planking? Remember planking being a thing?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go planking. We're going to bring planking back.
Okay, we'll do it. Okay. I can get on board.
It's so harmless that everybody giggles.
Benzo H said the baby Jedi bunny. Yeah, they'll just morph into a little baby Jedi bunny, baby Yoda hybrid.
Gal's like, have you ever been scratched like koala? I have. It hurts like hell. Oh, I wouldn't scratch Kelly.
They've got some intense little claws.
I hear tell they're really stupid too.
They're not the brightest. I think I read something once where, because of the quantity of eucalyptus that they eat, they actually are in kind of a semi-sedated state at all times.
They're high as a kite.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I love it. I just want to go get me a little high as a kite koala and scratch his belly. It's going to be good.
Epic Ward says planking. Okay, boomers.
Okay, boomer.
Oh, Mary, keep making her laugh. It's adorable. I'm assuming he's talking about your laugh, because your laugh is the superior laugh of all laughs in the world.
I don't know about that. I'm pretty fond of yours myself, actually. So
I hate the sound of my laugh. Whenever I obviously don't really hear myself laugh outside of the capacity of if it's been recorded in some way. So when I hear my recorded laugh, I cringe. I hate the sound of my laugh. I think I sound like some kind of weird possessed donkey when I laugh, but
I don't think that at all.
The Batman asked, no, that's wombats poop in a cube shape, not koalas. As far as I know, I've never personally seen koala poop.
That's a really bizarre fun fact.
It is fun. Yeah, wombats poop in a cube shape. Yeah.
I feel like that would hurt.
Well, it's not like a sharp square. It's more like a rounded edged cube.
I still feel like that could make things difficult.
Certainly. Yeah, I don't really understand the anatomical design behind that. That's something it's definitely worth Googling, I think, to figure out a little more behind
I'm gonna have wombat poop in my search history.
Travis, oh my gosh, Travis Oric, I love this. I love the seagulls stop it now with Yoda singing. Have you seen that, Mary?
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much for singing that. I don't remember how it goes yet. That's something I'm gonna have to rewatch.
Oh my God. I actually did that to my brother one day. I was out, this was a couple of years ago now, and I was getting my hair highlighted. And I called my brother because I had a really long week because I had a lot of hair. And I called my brother, and when he answered his phone, I was just like, everyone told me not to stroll on that beach. And he was like, what is wrong with you? I was like, so it's going to come. I put me in a coconut, and I did. And he was like, okay, I'm going to hang up. I was like, don't go.
That's really good, Mary. You actually did a really good version. You should do your own version of that because you sound like perfect.
I make noises.
Remember it. That's exact. I can't even replicate what you just said, but that's exactly how I remember it. You're awesome. You're amazing.
I'm weird.
I love weird people are my favorite people. I have a saying on here that Gary N helped me come up with, and it is stay weird, stay cool, stay weird, and stay corny.
I love it. I love corny.
Our saying. And of course, may the force be with you, but may the weirdness be with you.
May the weirdness be with you. I like that. I like that a lot.
Elijah Maccabee says your best is your Asian lady. What's that? I don't think I'm friends with that one yet.
Okay. All right. Well, I do voices. And
okay, let's hear it. I'm excited.
Okay, summertime, I got a Asian lady. She come out. I'm not really sure where she come from, though. She just hang out in the back of my head.
Oh my God, I know that voice.
it's Miss Swan.
Miss Swan, yes. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Miss Swan, yes. Wait, was she on Mad TV?
Mad TV, yes.
Okay, I take everything.
Oh my gosh, I love that. So, Mary, I've only seen Shenanigans, I think, a couple times, but I laughed so hard when I was watching you guys. I don't know if I'm worthy of being on there, but if you ever need an extra person, if you ever run out of people.
I would love to have you on. I will tell you, I know it can be a little nerve-wracking, but Andrew pulled it off like a complete beast this past Saturday. And so I don't think it says people get more nerve-wracked about it than I think that they should be. Because I prep everybody really hard ahead of time. I'm like, hey, this is exactly what's going on. This is what you can expect. These are the games we're playing. And really the only thing you have to worry about is whether or not you can do a little bit of improv. And the only thing to improv, the only trick is running with what you've been given. Just play out the scenario. I find ADHD is essentially is pretty beneficial actually for us.
I love that, Mary, because I think improv is something every person should get good at because I think it teaches us how to be better people. I really do. Like how to interact better with others and how to really connect more with others too.
Yeah, just roll with it. Just roll with it.
Yeah, it's like a life training thing, improv. A good improv session, I think, can really free us if we're saying yes and instead of no but. It's such a different mental state that we put ourselves in.
It is. It's fun to just be able to kind of detach yourself from everything else and just roll with the scenario laid in front of you and just let what happens happen. And just kind of like, it's kind of like, do you remember when you were a kid and you found a hill, right? And you would get on the hill, you'd like go all the way, you'd run up to the top of the hill and then you'd lay down on the ground and you'd roll down the hill and you would just roll with it. And you would feel the grass get caught in your hair and all the little bumps along the way. And it was so fast and so fun and so thrilling and exhilarating. And it felt slightly out of control, but it was also exactly what you wanted in that moment. That's what improv feels like to me.
Wow. Oh, I love that. That is beautiful. Wow. That's a great metaphor. You're good with metaphors too, Mary.
There's a lot of little Asian ladies running around in my head.
I love that. Hey, that's not a bad place. That's not a bad person to have in your head sometimes.
They all have coronavirus.
Yeah.
Kelly, I'm so sorry I have to do this. I've got to go get this. He has an 8:00
Okay.
schedule.
stand.
But you are amazing and wonderful, and I am so grateful you put the link out because I just wanted to be around you so bad. You're just wonderful and beautiful in every way I can imagine. So.
Mary, I feel the same way about you. Thank you so much. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to Mary yet, please subscribe to her channel. She is an awesome human being, and she creates beautiful, awesome, fun, exciting, smart, witty content. So please, and Mary, I can't wait to meet you when Celebration comes around. I'm very excited.
So hard. You're getting the biggest hug you ever had in your life.
I'm excited for it. I'm so ready for it. I need it. I'm waiting for it. I'm here.
All right. You have a wonderful stream. Guys, give so much love to Kelly. Mwah. I will see you guys later.
Thank you, Mary. Bye. Okay, guys, you got me all to yourselves. I can finally catch up with you. That was awesome, though. That was really nice. I got my human interaction for the week, so I'm feeling pretty good. But now let's get to the real talks. The dude, 1764. Wow, this one's really interesting. I was in basic military training during 9/11. I know what Jared Leto means about having to leave for a while and returning to a very different world. It is a bizarre thing to experience. Wow, yeah. Wow, that's a big one. That's a big one, especially the nature of 9/11 and just how dark a time that was. Wow. Oof, I can't imagine that one. Thank you for sharing that experience. Feel free to elaborate more in the comments now that I'm actually able to concentrate on them. So those of you guys who were here while everybody else was here, I loved having guests. That was really fun, but please be patient with me when I do have guests because of course I want to give them my attention, but of course I'm also torn because I want to make sure I'm giving you guys as much attention as possible and reading all of your comments. So thank you so much. Feel free to re-ask any questions or reinstate any comments that you had that I might have missed while I was with the guests. And I am very excited to actually get to talk to you, see how everybody's doing, catch up with you. I've been wondering how everybody's doing since all this stuff's going on, and hopefully I can make it a more regular thing throughout the process to check in, see how people are doing, and all that sort of stuff. Gary N said, my laugh is very endearing. Thank you, but I still think I sound like a possessed donkey. Leon Kennedy, this stream has become legend. Ooh, I like the scroll in there. Oh, hero, we missed our opportunity to sing Duel of the Fates. Atomic Artist 415. Today's episode, Poop Shapes and More. That should be a children's book. Okay, as you guys can tell, I'm a little further back in the comments, but I'm getting down to the newer ones. Yes, Will Gentry. Mary's best laugh is her little pixie laugh she does when she's really laughing uncontrollably. That's a great way to explain it, Will. It's a little pixie laugh. She has my favorite laugh of all time. Yes, Benzo H. Hashtag stay cool, stay weird, stay corny. Perfect. That's us, you guys. I love it. Weirdo for life. Indeed. Indeed, Ken. More weird and more Mary weird style fun. Oops, okay. I missed some. Sometimes my chat just jumps and I'm in no control of it. Oh, here we go. Oh, Gary, thank you so much for your super chat for more Kelly and Mary streams. You two are awesome. Thank you, Gary. Kelp Walker. I like the pun. I dig the pun. I dig it. Ryan Dyer. I just got home from work. I'm still going to work. Oh, for a second I thought you meant you're going back to work again. You're still going to work. Just be safe, Ryan. That's all I can say. Be safe. Peter Colabucci. I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Peter? How are you doing? Ryan Dyer, I agree. I agree. When I meet somebody that's just full vanilla, streamlined, straight-laced, square, something's off. Something's off. If you seem too perfect, too smooth, too, I don't know, there's no corniness, there's no weirdness, there's no awkwardness. I love meeting fellow awkward, weird people because to me it shows that they've experienced life in a real sense and they haven't prepared this mask or this this facade that they wear to impress people. I really enjoy meeting people that I can tell have a vulnerability to them. Of course, there's always the other side where it can be people can be incredibly insecure and incredibly awkward because they're so insecure. But that's something that I used to deal with a lot when I was younger. And I found that the happiest people, I think the most well-adjusted people, and the best I feel, certainly, tends to be the more authentic you can be to yourself. Be your genuine self. And if that's weird, embrace it. Embrace the weirdness and find people that also embrace their weirdness too. Okay, Mr. McBeebe, you guys, I'm gonna read you a little joke. What did the father ox say to his son when he dropped him off at school? The father ox. Bye, son. I love that. Oh, I love that. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the joke. Ooh, I love this one, Ken. Hashtag be excellent to each other and party on. Yes, party on. We are worthy of that. We are worthy of that. Leon Kennedy, bonus points if you're weird and you have ADHD. Oh, the Wanderer, thank you. You have the nicest blue eyes. Thanks for this stream. It's good to have a social event in these turbulent times. Stay safe, all of you. Yes, thank you. Thank you to the Wanderer. Thank you so much. I believe that is a wonderful message. It is good to have these social things where we can actually connect and get together in a sense, but of course stay safe and not have to worry about any form of contagion between us other than just laughter and sharing important, poignant moments, so to speak. Darren, hello again, Darren. I borrowed some money from one of the 7 dwarves. He is not happy. That's cute. I've never heard that. I like that one. I don't think I've heard that. Have I heard that one? Maybe I have. It does feel somewhat familiar. That's a good one, though. I love it. Classic. Leon Kennedy, what is the worst kind of ship on YouTube? Censorship. Yeah, I recently saw John Talks uploaded a video on, and I think Anna was actually talking about this morning too, how YouTube, a lot of the people that are generally working on the monetization, I guess, or not even the monetization, but the censorship, the overall censorship of the videos are not going to be there. So more videos are going to be censored and blocked. Something along those lines. So I figured, I actually watched The Lighthouse this weekend and I was blown away by The Lighthouse, by the way. What an incredible film. And it's not for everybody. It's not your, everyday blockbuster entertainment Hollywood film, but it is art. As far as I'm concerned, it was amazing. And it blew me away. It's probably one of the top 15 films I've ever seen in my life. It was extraordinary. And I wanted to do a review on it, or at least just talk about it. But I figured maybe I'll wait to do actual videos until some of this is blown over, because I don't know if they'll even be allowed to be posted at this point. Who knows? I don't really know much about YouTube. I'm not the best at the whole YouTube thing. I don't still really understand what I'm doing, but that's why I love streaming, because I'm actually just talking to you guys. So yeah, we'll see. But let me know if you guys have seen The Lighthouse, because that movie is phenomenal. If you haven't, I really recommend it. Oh, King of Ruckus is here. I haven't seen him yet, I don't think. But I see Gary saying hello to King of Ruckus. Hero, this is a great question. Serious question. Have you ever had those moments when you think you truly will never be good enough for anyone? Do you have any advice for me and others who face the same thing? I'm not sure what context you mean. I'm not sure if you mean this in a more social friendship type context or in a wider scheme of things in terms of acceptance by like the global populace, in which case I think it's impossible to ever be accepted by everyone or to feel good enough for everyone. Or if you might even mean it in a more romantic context in terms of relationships, intimate relationships. But this is something I can definitely relate to the extent that I think I still struggle with this feeling and this questioning personally. I have a few people in my life that I'm very close to, that I deeply love and care about, that I know accept me unconditionally in many ways. But I've always also struggled, and those people tend to be more like family and a few close friends. But when it comes to believing in myself, as far as whether I'll ever be accepted or embraced by others or feel like I'm truly good enough for someone, I do struggle with that. I think most people do, to an extent. My advice to you, though, would be trying to tune into what it is that you feel about yourself isn't good enough. Try to get a 360 vision of what that is. And then once you understand what you think it is that's hindering you from feeling accepted or embraced or feeling like you're good enough, try to understand where the root of that might be and also how it affects you in those social situations. If it's feeling generally awkward, if it's feeling insecure about the way you look, if it's feeling uncomfortable with a certain belief that you have that you might not think others would understand or appreciate, try to really delve into what that is. And I'm talking from personal experience here because I really think if we can understand ourselves and our own hangups emotionally, socially, etc., we can start to kind of deconstruct what they are, where they come from, and then rebuild in a certain way. And on a surface level, I feel like this sounds a little bit maybe cliche as far as advice goes, but I do know what you're talking about. I think it's a very deep and complex topic, and I would like to talk more about this. I just think maybe a more context to what you're asking would be great if you could give me a little more context, because this is a great question. Ryan Dyer says it beautifully too, Hero, by the way. I'm highlighting Ryan's comment. The U.S. Marine Corps says, know yourself and seek improvement. I love that. I think that's a great way. It's just short and sweet. Know yourself and seek improvement. I agree. Another great one is the unexamined life isn't worth living. And I truly believe that too. I think it's important that you're examining your thoughts, your feelings, how you're going through life and what that means to you. And then, sorry, I'm still reading other comments. But yeah, it's try to just examine what it is you're thinking and feeling and go from there. Epic word. Advice from a fellow guy might help. That's definitely a good thing to understand too, is depending on what your query might be, I might not be the best person to ask, because I do know there's camaraderie in understanding what someone else has been through, and your experience might not necessarily align with what I've been through. I can give you my own personal insight, but I'm probably going to have a very different experience from what you've had, particularly if you're speaking on relationships and things like that. Although I definitely know that it can be a real struggle to feel like you don't belong or that you're not good enough. But yeah, again, as far as context, it's a pretty deep context. Hi, Sailor Cecil. We're holding up all right. How are you holding up? Everybody seems like they're having a fairly different experience with this, but I think the number one takeaway is just to try to keep ourselves as prepared and calm and balanced as we can. I think that's the number one thing. I love this, Mongo's big thanks. One of the strongest things you can do is admit that you have weaknesses. It doesn't mean that you justify them, but knowing them is half the battle. Yes, yes. Yes, this is so important. Understanding that we have flaws, recognizing the flaws within ourselves, because if we can't acknowledge those things, then we can't grow. And I guarantee you, if there's something that you're doing that's hurting yourself, it's going to be hurting other people too, or it's going to be preventing you in one way or another to having the best quality relationship or engagement with the other people in your life that you care about. So I know from my own experience, whenever I've been hurt over something or I've been not at my best, my relationships suffer because of that, because I'm not engaging with the people that I care about in a way that's true to who I really am and what my real motivations and goals in life are. So if you're distracting yourself by almost trying to gloss over what the things you're doing are that are hurting others, you're only doing yourself a disservice, because you're not allowing yourself to actually engage with those true feelings that you have, and they're going to stay there. It's not going to go anywhere. It's like pushing something under the rug. Oh, the dude 1764. I think there were a few more super chats in the queue. Okay, let me check. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know. Let me make sure I refresh it. I don't see any new ones yet. Yeah, I don't see any new ones yet. Yeah, the Batman is right. I don't think there were. No more. Thank you, the Batman. The Batman knows, yes. But I will keep my eye out. I will keep my eye out for more super chats. Thank you. I love this. Can I just say I love this support here in this comment section right now for everybody coming through for Hero. Hero thanks everybody. Oh, Ben Jones. Good night, Ben Jones. I didn't realize you were going. Thank you for stopping by, Ben Jones. Have a good night, my friend. I hope you're doing well. And then Epic Ward said, Heroes, send me an email if you like. Really, it starts where you need to focus within first. The results will show on the outside as a result. Beautiful. Love that. Beautiful, Epic Ward. Thank you for being so awesome. And then, I don't know how to pronounce this, Nquarv. It's going to fake it till I make it. Hero, parents will always be judgmental and unpleased. They think they know best and they have good intentions usually, but you need to set healthy boundaries with them. This is true. I don't know if I missed something, and Hero, if you let people know that it was about a parental situation, with which I can definitely relate to some extent with, I'm sure. I think a lot of people can, as Nquarv puts so well here. There's always going to be that element, but yes, boundaries are a very important thing when it comes to people that continually, if you feel like you're being continually dragged down by someone or hurt by someone, and there's nothing that you can personally do to change that, it is important to implement boundaries in our life. Having boundaries, I don't think people recognize as being as important as it truly is, because if you let the wrong people into your life that don't have altruistic motivations, or they might have selfish motivations, hurtful motivations, they might have a personality disorder, they might have something that's dragging them down generally, that's going to hurt you. It doesn't mean you have to necessarily cut people out of your life or ignore people, but it is important to implement boundaries because you can't pour from a glass that's empty. I'm doing the glass half full, half empty. You can't pour from an empty glass. So if you're not taking care of yourself first, which sometimes requires healthy boundaries with others, you're going to have a hard time building up recovery from that. So, and so well said, Gray Force TK421. Just remember what Ian Malcolm says. Life finds a way. So my favorite chaotician, Ian Malcolm. A Chaplin production. I didn't even know there was there's a Jurassic Park 6. I thought this was like Jurassic World 3. There's a Jurassic Park 6. Are we already there? Jurassic World Dominion? That sounds very strange. Dominion. I mean, I guess they're going with the whole God creates dinosaurs, dinosaurs eat man. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, thank you. Nerve. Okay, I'll try to remember that. Thank you for letting me know. Not Niquirv. Oh, I thought I was so on top of it with Niquirv. Also well said here. As for peers, you can't ever be good enough for everyone in your age group / generation, so don't even bother trying to please everyone. Such a worry will hinder your potential and development of autonomy. You're speaking my language, Nerve. So well said. I love that. I absolutely love that. Viking Turtle. Love that name. Is there going to be enough eggs for Easter, or are we going to have to dye toilet paper? Well, that's an interesting question. Toilet paper, that's cute. Thank you, Elijah. I appreciate that. Jurassic World Cinematic Universe, Benzo, yes. Within cells interlinked. LOL, Jurassic Park crosses over with Star Trek DS9. Oh my gosh. You know, I still haven't watched all of Deep Space Nine. My favorite is Next Generation. I feel like I would just watch Next Generation over and over and over again at this point. I am not going to watch the new Picard series, that's for sure. Thank you, Carrie. It's good to see you here. This is a very nice corner of the interweb, says Mr. Ford. Thank you, Carrie. It's good to see you. Alex! Oh, Alex made it to oh my gosh, Alex, you made it to a stream? Wow. I'm so excited. And wearing his Star Trek uniform. Perfect. We just as we're talking about Star Trek, how perfect could this be? Gelth Walker, here's a comment from earlier you missed from me. How many fingers am I holding up? Hopefully it's not just one. And you're not being mean. I love this. Hero thanks everyone with hearts. Love you all. We love you too, Hero. You're awesome. You ask great questions. You always have. You always ask great questions. Alex, I agree. New Star Trek is awful. I'm not watching it. I'm watching I watch Anna cover the Picard series, and I watch Red Letter Media cover the Picard series because I can't put myself in a position to see them do that to Jean-Luc. I cannot see it. He was my favorite captain. It is too distressing, so I'd rather watch it through someone else's reviews. It's enjoyable that way. Atomic Artist 415, when you see your peers being so happy and successful, just remember, you only see what other people project. They are probably just as insecure as the rest of us. You just can't see it. This is so true, especially in this day and age with social media being as prolific as it is. We have to remember how selective people are with what they share with us. Like you guys don't see me when I'm at my worst, when I'm in a bad place, when I'm feeling emotional or down. And just like I don't see you guys necessarily in that state. I think people in social media, we project the best versions of ourselves when we're at our happiest, our most balanced, our most adventurous, our most exciting, our prettiest, our most handsome. I don't know. It's so easy to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others based on what they selectively share, but we're not seeing the reality. And that's one of the reasons I'm not active on social media anymore, other than YouTube, is because it's just, it's gotten to the point where it feels so simulated and so specifically chosen. And that's not a knock to the people who still engage with social media. I just think it's the nature of the beast at this point. There's really no way to engage with it without having that veil kind of fall over your perception while you're a part of that. It has its benefits too. I mean, you're connected immediately. You have access to more information. You can choose to view what you want to view, but at the same time, for me especially, it's just too deep a rabbit hole to get into at this point. So yeah, that's a really good question. Beats Means Highs is here. Just arrived home. Good to see you're alive and well. I'm glad to know you're alive and well too. Carrie Ford, just listening as you work from home. Very cool. I'm glad you're working from home. That's good to know. And I think as this process continues with what's happening, more and more people will be able to hopefully work from home. I know not everybody's in a position where they're able to work remotely. So I'm hoping for everyone's sake that we're able to reach some kind of balance with this, where even those who can't necessarily work from home are able to find some kind of support system or something, because that's who my heart really goes out to right now, other than, of course, the people who are more at risk, the population that's more at risk, either the older generations or people with compromised immune systems, pre-existing health conditions. There's also, of course, going to be a huge financial hit, especially for small businesses, freelancers, contractors, people that need to be on site to do their work. So, and I do have friends in those industries. So it is concerning to think about. So we're just gonna have to see where it goes and be there for those people. Benzo H never got into Star Trek yourself. Well, I recommend personally my favorite, and I think one of the more palatable elements is probably either starting with the original, like Shatner original, Spock and all of that, or I really enjoy Next Generation because it feels more recent, and I really enjoy that and has some great messages, of course. Sailor Cecil, thank you. Aw, this chat is awesome. So is Jedi Bunny. Thank you. Yay for awesome positive atmosphere. Thank you, Sailor Cecil. It's a joy to have you in the stream. You seem very, very cool. Elijah, P.O. Box. I have 3 Hobbit movies with your name on them. I'm on it, but I'm going to wait until all this stuff blows over, because the place that I have in mind, I don't think they're going to stay open while all this is happening. But I do have a place that I'm thinking of. So yeah. With incels interlinked, the Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. Whoops, I missed it. Hang on, let me get back. Where'd you go? Deep Space Nine are the yin and yang of Star Trek, in my opinion. Makes sense. Kelly, what did I say? Something bad? Jean-Luc, did I say it wrong? Jean-Luc. I would just call him Picard, Captain Picard. Gen X says social media is whack. Ryan Dyer really likes Next Generation. However, the original series is your favorite. Gary N. I love how Hero is trying to improve himself. None of us are perfect. We all have faults. Indeed, Gary. Yes, we do. Well said. I always have so much respect for someone that is on a journey, going through the process of working on themselves. Nobody is perfect. It is such a lie to ourselves to think that someone else is perfect and to compare ourselves. And I said this recently, I think on my stream with Jay, but comparison is the thief of all joy. It is not worth it to compare yourself. If you want to admire someone or look up to someone and use them for inspiration or motivation for yourself, that is wonderful. But to compare yourself, you're only going to bring yourself down. And I've been there certainly many times in my life. But I know that it's never benefited me to compare myself to someone else. It's only ever made me feel poorly about myself or my abilities or whatever it is that I'm comparing myself in regard to. So always know that nobody is perfect, and to just try to live in a way that makes you feel the most authentically connected to who you are, and realize what it is that you really want from life, and figure out a balanced and meaningful path to get there. Very cool, Sailor Cecil. Mark 115, yes, I am live. Thank you for being here. We are all perfectly imperfect. Well said, Ken. I agree. Mongo's big thanks. Thank you for your super chat. $14.99. Thank you. I canceled my Audible subscription last month, so I figured I'd send you some dough. Always glad to listen to you whenever I can. You probably hear this a lot, but it's nice to hear you talk. Oh, thank you. Wow. Mongo's big thanks. Thank you so much for your super chat, first of all, and also thank you so much for those kind words. I've had several people say that they like hearing me talk, but it doesn't mean less when I hear it more, because it motivates me to continue and to want to continue connecting with people and to continue talking with everybody. And it really does mean so much to me. And when I do get positive reinforcement and positive affirmations, it just motivates me and it inspires me to do more. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that, and I appreciate you. And I think I've told you this before, but I just love your profile photo with the fern leaves and the font. It's just beautiful. Oh, Sailor Cecil, thank you for letting me know about the super chat. Oh, Hero, you're awesome. Thank you. Ooh, I love this. Epic word. Hero, I just want to say, look inside, understand yourself and who you want to be, where you want to take yourself. Need to filter out a lot of the external unnecessary feedback from others. This is true. This is very true. And there are, of course, situations where social feedback is important. And if you have, let's say, a message that you've heard more than once from a selection of people, like if, for example, you've had more than 3 people tell you that you say things that hurt their feelings, that's probably something to look into. But of course, at the same time, only ever worrying what people think is crippling, and it's paralyzing. If you're continually filtering everything you think and feel by what other people are going to think or feel in response to that, you are going to live a life that's not authentic to yourself, and it's going to be very difficult. So that is a great, great point. Gelth Walker, yay, my Darth Vader shirt is dry. Woohoo, wearing that to go search for food. I may eat at Bee Gees Way. Yes, we have a whole alleyway dedicated to the Bee Gees where I live because that's where it started. That's so cool. Oh my gosh, that's very cool. Just be safe. Be safe when you go out. Be safe. Try to keep like a 6-foot distance between yourself and others. That's what I've heard recently. Nerve. Kelly, do you need comforting on anything? Don't be shy. Thank you, Nerve. I'm constantly realizing that the most beneficial comfort that I can find is from within. That's a good lesson, is finding comfort from within. And I'm finding more and more as I try to understand myself and the way that I feel about things, and realizing, oh yeah, that's something that I can fix, or I can change, or I need to work on. So that's good. But you guys do, I have to say, Nerve, all of you guys in the chat, you really do help me understand myself better in a lot of ways. And I feel like after, I don't know if it started with creating my first video and kind of putting myself out there, but I do think it was very much amplified when I started live streaming, because I was able to see you guys in real time, talk to you, communicate, connect in real time, and have feedback in a real sense. And some of that is positive, which is wonderful and it's lovely. But some of that, of course, is also can be negative or critical. Hopefully it's constructive. But I think it's important. It's been important for me. And there are some things that I let roll off my back if I see that it's a comment that's just, hurtful or judgmental or whatever. But for the most part, I think the more negative comments that I've received, if I can garner an important message about myself from them, I try to take them seriously. So that's not necessarily welcoming trolling, mean, horrible comments, because I don't think those are helpful per se, but I do think it's important for us to have a multifaceted view of ourselves and to understand ourselves more deeply. I don't know. You guys comfort me in general just being here. So I don't know if I answered that question correctly, but yeah. The dude, 1764. Oh my gosh. My kid is attacking his toy and having a party like Nova's pyramid behind you on the floor. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love kittens so much. It's so cute how they just like want to play all the time and entertain themselves. I think Nova's still a kitten at heart. I hope she stays that way, like inevitably forever. But unfortunately, that can't happen. I wish I could bestow unnaturally long life upon her, but that would be very selfish of me. Kittens are amazing. I watch an embarrassing quantity of kitten videos online. Actually, Gary N, that just reminded me, I saw from you earlier today that you sent a cat video, which I haven't watched yet, but I don't even want to admit how many cat and dog and animal videos I watch. It's for as much nerd related, YouTube I watch, I probably watch in equal parts cute animal videos. So it's embarrassing. We won't go too far into that. But thank you for your super chat, the dude. Snobby Acorn, Jedi Bunny, keep being awesome live streamer. Don't ever stop making live stream. I always watch them all the time. I never stop watching them. They're my favorite. Thank you, Snobby Acorn. The greatest of all time. Thank you. You always have great comments. I really appreciate you always being in the streams. It means a lot. The dude 1764. My super chats are showing up. I hope you mean they are and not they aren't. If they aren't showing up, let me know and I will take a look. I will reassess and make sure I haven't missed any. Sorry, I'm going back into the old comments, into the past. I didn't realize how many I missed. Oh, Psychonaut 59 is here. Hi, Psychonaut. Je parle français? No, I do not speak France, if you couldn't tell. I don't even think I said that correctly. Je parle français aussi? No, I wish. King of Ruckus, I'm getting the voices started. Did I do a voice? I didn't even realize I did a voice. It's like subconscious at this time. Peter Colabucci, is Taco Cat here? I haven't seen him. Where's Taco Cat? You put a Taco Cat emoji? Gelth Walker, holy shit. Oops, I swore. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. It wasn't me. It was Gelth. Gelth, holy shnikes. Walk out my front door into a wall of weed. Smells gross. I'll take that smell any day over the smell of tobacco. Okay, so like cigar tobacco, hookah tobacco, that's one thing, but cigarettes, I have a neighbor somewhere in my complex who has been smoking cigarettes like 3 or 4 times a day. I have never smoked a cigarette. I have partaken in another thing, but never cigarettes. No, I hate the smell. I feel like my lungs are being polluted every time I smell it. Oh my gosh, it makes me so uncomfortable. But straight up like cigarettes, and they smell like strong ones too, like Newport cigarettes, like some like old lady like sitting on her balcony, just like oh no. The smell has been, and it's just been agonizing the last few weeks. because I love having my windows open and being able to have fresh air. And then 3 or 4 times a day, just cigarettes. So not good. So Gil, in other words, I would take that smell over the one triggers your munchies more. Okay, so you're not totally against the other one. Sailor Cecil, I'm a college graduate student with disabilities who will be having classes online. This might be a tad harder for me, but I'll manage best I can. I'm thinking positive though. Sailor Cecil, that is a wonderful attitude to take. I think you might find some enjoyment out of this, and this is the perfect time to be doing things remotely. I think if you keep that positive attitude, you might surprise yourself with how much you can enjoy something like that. I was not a big fan of school growing up, especially throughout elementary and middle school. High school, it was okay. Certain subjects really appealed to me. It was always about the teacher. If you find a teacher that's passionate, anything can be enjoyable. But second to that, if you don't have a passionate teacher, if you can find curiosity in the subject, you don't have to be perfect at it. You don't have to be the most knowledgeable genius person alive, but if you can be curious and you can learn to figure out a way to always want to learn more, those are my favorite people. Curious people that always want to learn something new. Those are the coolest people, in my opinion. I watched the Joe Rogan podcast, which I highly recommend to all of you guys if you don't already watch it. He's probably one of the most curious people in the world. He's not the best educated. He's not necessarily the best spoken, but he's so curious. He's willing to learn from anyone and talk to anyone and get along with as many people as he can for the sheer motivation of wanting to understand how things work. And he'll talk to a car mechanic, he'll talk to a physicist, he'll talk to anyone and want to get knowledge and information from them. And I think that type of learning is the coolest thing you can do. So try to find ways to just stay curious, be interested. If your teacher's boring, find a way to get excited about the material. But I bet you anything with that positive attitude you have, you will really enjoy it. A Chaplin production. This is a great question. Have I ever dressed up as a Jurassic Park character for Halloween? I dressed up as a park ranger employee with a raptor scratch on my face. That is an amazing costume. So when I think I saw Jurassic Park when I was about 6 or 7 years old, and that Halloween, obviously, I wanted to be a velociraptor because I thought they were the coolest dinosaurs. So I had this image in my head of being a velociraptor and just having this amazing reptilian kind of like rubber costume. And I had the velociraptor walk down pat. Like I still could do it. I'm not going to do my Jurassic Park walk. I mean, my velociraptor walk. But I have some friends that can tell you I do a pretty good raptor impression. So yes, I had this image in my head of having this awesome costume, and I asked my mom to make it for me, to make me a velociraptor costume. And my mom made all my costumes growing up, and she was really, really good at it because she worked with clothing. She was in the fashion industry, actually, so she was really, really good. She was a seamstress. She had been a seamstress previously. She was great with fabrics. She made me a costume, but it was not a velociraptor. It was a green, sparkly triceratops. And I was so embarrassed. Looking back, it was a beautiful costume. It was a beautiful costume, Mom. I loved it. It was so cute, but I did not feel badass. Like when I was thinking of a velociraptor, I was thinking like, yeah, I'm going to scare people and I'm going to look crazy and I'm going to look cool and I'm just going to be like sleek reptilian dinosaur, you know, predatory. And then I just had this like Vegisaurus, shiny, sparkly green cloth triceratops costume. And I still have pictures of myself posing in it, like trying to look scary, but it just was like just complete dissonance because I was just this little 6-year-old making scary faces in a fabric sparkly triceratops costume. So yeah, we never got the image that was in my mind. But that's a great question, Chaplin. I should have just, looking back, hindsight's 2020, I should have just been a park ranger with a raptor scratch on my face. That would have been perfect. I love that. Okay. I just realized I talked for like 10 minutes straight. So I'm going to get to the more recent comments here. Gen X. The Triceratops would mess up a human though. Pretty scary to me. Yeah, they were what am I gonna say? I want to say Vegisaurus just because of the joke that the kid makes in the movie. They weren't carnivorous, so they weren't predatory. They were a little more docile than that. But yeah, I'm sure if aggravated like elephants or rhinos, they could be extremely territorial. And I don't know. I guess we don't know that much about their behavior. I think they're more so grazers than anything. But yeah, with their body mass and those big old spikes, I'm sure they could do some serious damage. Hi, Ben from Golf City. Welcome to the stream. Hero. Dark joke coming up. If you see kids Fortnite dancing in public, what is the most reasonable option? A, ignore. B, join them. C, call Anakin Skywalker. Oh no. Well, you guys, I think you guys know what I would do. I wouldn't call Anakin Skywalker because we know what he's going to do. We know what he's going to do. We can't let that happen. I wouldn't let that happen. I'm sure some of you guys would. I probably ignore them because I don't really know any of the Fortnite dances. I'm sure I could learn them, but I'd probably just ignore them. That's a great question. Herbivores. Thank you, Ryan Dyer. Thank you, herbivores. Oh my gosh, it totally spaced my mind. Scott Gordon, hail Jedi Bunny, hail Scott. Leon Kennedy, amen. Duncan Trussell is one of my favorite guests. He's been on a few times. They have some of my favorite conversations. One of my most favorite podcasts is when Joe dresses up as an astronaut from NASA, I think the costume is. It's the orange one. And Duncan Trussell is in like army fatigue, like moss camouflage. So he has like all the like draped stuff on him for the texture, and they have a bubble machine going, and obviously, you know, they partake. So they have some very interesting, deep, intelligent, and also funny conversations. Nerve, no, it's not bad that you know nothing about Star Wars. Actually, I think it's kind of cool that you're here, even though my name is Jedi Bunny, that you happen to be in the stream without knowing about it. We accept you. We accept all here. Almost all. Not all. We don't accept mean-spirited people. But other than that, yes, you're welcome. But mean-spirited people can still be okay, too. Because they always have a brighter side. They just don't like people to see it. Nerve. So, yes, to answer your question, it's fine that you don't know about Star Wars. And I'm sure people would be happy to share some stuff with you. Adam Courier, Eddie Bravo is peak Joe Rogan. Eddie Bravo is hilarious. Oh, my gosh. What an interesting person. I like what Theo Vaughn said about him. He said he's like a blind Jack Russell. I think that's the most perfect comment about Eddie ever. And then when Joe proceeded to ask what makes you say that, he said, because you just can't get him back once he starts going. The Batman's answer to Hero's question was, I couldn't join if I don't know any dances. I've never played the game either. Beats Means High says B, Anakin Skywalker. Option D, which was not provided. Yes, that's a good option. Mason W, what is the secret to being perfect? There's no such thing as perfect. That's the secret. You got to embrace your imperfection. And if it's so imperfect that it hurts you or others, then you got to work on that imperfection. But either way, there's no such thing as perfect. Yes, Ryan Dyer, I am familiar with the floss. I don't think I know how to do it. Something like this. I'm not going to do it because I'm too out of touch for that. I haven't seen The Witcher yet. A lot of people are talking about it. Leon Kennedy says, Jordan Peterson episodes are some of the best. Yes, I love the Jordan Peterson episodes too. He has a lot of poignant information to share with people. Within Cells Interlinked, have I seen the Joe Rogan Austin Powers deepfake? It's hilarious. Yeah, that's the one where they're all around the table, and I think Joe Rogan is Dr. Evil, and there are a few other people that I can't remember. on that one. Yeah, that one's funny. Oh, Thomas Woodford. Need to get going. I'm so glad I caught your live stream. Have a good night to you and everyone. Stay safe. Thank you, Thomas. You stay safe too. Take care of yourself. Keep us posted. Hopefully I'll be doing another live stream. I'll try to do them more regularly so I can check in with you guys in this way, because it is nice to see that you're all doing well and to hear from everybody. The Dude 1764. It's been great to hear from you, Kelly, and from all the chat as well. I had skin cancer surgery yesterday and the site is feeling achy. I'm off to take a nap. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. Oh, well, I'm glad your surgery went well. I'm sure that must be painful. Take care of yourself. Take care of that area. Make sure you stay healthy. Please take care of yourself. I'm sorry you had to go through that experience. But as we talked about earlier in the stream, sometimes those experiences are just part of life that we need to get through. And I don't mean to invalidate you in any sense, because I'm sure that was extremely painful and hard to go through. So I genuinely hope you feel better and continue to heal. Please take care of yourself. You mean a lot to me. You mean a lot to a lot of people, I'm sure. So thank you. And thank you for inspiring this stream in the first place, because I saw your comment on one of my videos, as I mentioned earlier. And when you asked how I was doing, it made me want to reconnect with everybody and talk to everybody. So yeah, thank you for that. And I hope you take good care of yourself, feel better, rest up, and hopefully we'll talk again soon. Kitty photo bomb. Hi, Peter. Did she walk by earlier? Yeah, she's just sitting on the counter right now. Oh, the Wanderer. Thank you. That Tug Live. Wait. Oh, sorry. Yes, and this is from King of Ruckus, by the way. Hi, Tugs. Thank you for joining the stream, everybody. This is Tugs. You know what, Tugs? Let me make you a moderator. I don't know if you can hang out in here for a while, but you have the power of the wrench now. So Tugs is awesome, guys. Actually, wait, did I do it? Yeah, you should be a moderator now. Let me see. Tugs is awesome. Tugs, if you guys want to subscribe to her channel, she doesn't have any content yet, but I know she does stream with people. So, and she's super cool. So Tugs, I think you should start your own channel. Just saying, no pressure or anything, but you're pretty awesome. Snobby Acorn asks, have I seen this video called It's a Bird? It's a really funny video. I have not seen it, but if it involves a bird and funny, then I need to see it. I will look into that. Thank you for the suggestion. I love bird videos. Birds are awesome, by the way. I love birds. I love all animals, as y'all know, but birds are amazing. Ooh, Distorted 80. I haven't watched Drunk History episodes since the first season. I think I loved the first season. So I need to check in on that because I love Duncan Trussell. He's hilarious. I need to see those episodes. I will check those out. Thank you for letting me know. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Yes, I'm wearing my green to represent my somewhat Irish heritage. So happy St. Patrick's Day to you too, Peter Colabucci. So who's seen the video of the fake movie trailer, The Horribly Slow Murder with an Extremely Inefficient Weapon? So hilarious. I haven't seen that yet, but it sounds fun. Gary N asks, are all the restaurants closed in your area? You know, this is embarrassing, but I haven't been out in a couple of days, so I'm not sure. I think there are still some that are open that are they're doing takeout and delivery orders, but we're so stocked up here in the apartment. We have stuff for probably the next at least month and a half to get us going. So I think we're okay. And honestly, it's nice to be able to save money on not going out. Not that I go out that often to eat, and I don't like fancy dining restaurants. I typically try to go to affordable places that also offer healthy dining. But it does add up a lot. It sneaks up on you how much dining out costs. Even if you're going to a place where your meal is maybe $10 at the most, it really sneaks up on you. So I try not to go out to eat more than like once, twice a week as it is. But it's kind of nice to know that will be money saved, and it was better spent on the food and the provisions that I have here for now. So I'm not really sure about the restaurants. I know a lot of stuff's closing. My gym closed. A lot of offices are closed. A lot of places seem closed. I think California is taking this very seriously. I know San Fran is taking it very seriously. And I think soon my area will be following with that. So we'll see. Snobby Acorn's having a great time. Me too. Me too. Everybody's saying hi to Tugs. I don't know if she's still here. I hope she's seeing all the hi Tugs messages. Tesla is a legendary scientist. It's true. Yes, Tesla was a very cool and interesting, fascinating human being. I actually would like to learn a lot more about him because I feel like everything I've learned, there's always something more to learn and understand about him. David Schwab. I look a little like Schaub, Brendan Schaub, I'm assuming. Less buff, though. Check out, think of King of Ruckus. If Macho Man Randy Savage played Emperor Palpatine in Star Wars, only about a minute long, and will make you laugh. Let me write that down because I'll never remember that name. Hang on. Thank you, King of Ruckus. You always give good suggestions. If Macho Man Randy Savage played Emperor Palpatine. Okay, I'll check that out. Hey, let me write your name next to it so I know who wrote it. My phone obviously doesn't understand Star Wars because they corrected to Palestine instead of Palpatine. Thanks. All right, King of Ruckus. I like to make sure I write down people's names so I remember who suggested things so I can appreciate them for their suggestion after I watch it. Ken, favorite movie from the year you were born? Mine is Scream. Oh, I love Scream. Scream's a great movie. So I was born in 1987, and I don't know what movies came out in 1987. I'm not good with movie years. Sometimes I have a general sense of what time movies came out, but like specific years, I don't know. So if anybody has any 1987 movie references, let me know. Peter Calabucci wishes us all a happy St. Patrick's Day. Good, smart, Gary. I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear you're stocked up and avoiding restaurants. Try to avoid public gatherings as much as possible. I just said this recently, but I think I heard keeping about a 6-foot distance between people is recommended. Del Taco can be super cheap indeed. That's true. Fast food places are always cheap. And Del Taco, I haven't had Del Taco yet, but looks like they got some good stuff going on. To try that one day. Gelth Walker, I'm still trying to decide what to eat. Don't you have the munchies? You should like intuitively be gravitationally pulled to exactly what you want to eat. Just tap into that munchy state and go with what your munchy mind is telling you. Feel it. Feel the vibes. Obviously I'm familiar with this. Snobby Acorn, Jedi Bunny, you're almost at 5,000 subs. I'm super excited. Oh, that is exciting. Yes. I try not to look at my sub count too often because I feel like it just gets my mind to like latch onto a number instead of, because I really do feel like it's quality over quantity. And I do feel like when I'm talking to you guys, this is what matters to me. So we have 60 people in the chat right now, which means that I can typically, if there are around 60 people or so in the chat, I can keep up with comments and I can talk to people and really engage with everybody. And that's so special to me. I just still to this day don't understand how people sometimes have like 1,000 people in their stream, because oh my gosh, I get anxious if I feel like I'm missing one person's comment, let alone like all of them. So oh my gosh, Rosetta's here. Hang on, let me get to Rosetta's comment. Oh, Rosetta, love you, girly. Having issues dealing with all this, but trying to stay brave. Oh, Rosetta, thank you so much for your super chat, and thank you for stopping in the stream. Oh, I'm sorry you're having issues dealing with all this. I know it's a lot to take, and I know you're sensitive to this sort of thing. I think a lot of us are experiencing some strange anxiety and fears regarding this matter. It's definitely not the most comforting of times to be in, but take care of yourself. I know your hubby takes good care of you. You guys take care of each other. I mean, it's hard to offer words of advice. My biggest thing is try not to watch the news. I don't know if you're a big news watcher, but that for me has helped tremendously, is not tuning into the news media, the access media, the mainstream media. That is a no-no for me, because their bottom line goal is just to keep engagement up. And they're going to say the most sensationalized things possible all year anyway, but especially with something like this going on. If you're really curious, if you want to know more information, I'd say go directly to sources like the CDC, doctors, medical scientists, health professionals, people that actually have some jurisdiction in what they're talking about. Jurisdiction, is that the right word? Probably not. But yeah, you know what I mean. But Rosetta, I know you are a very smart cookie. You understand the world around you, and I'm sure that you'll find some balance through this. It just probably will take some time. But thank you so much, Rosetta, for being here and your super chat. And guys, be sure to go check out Rosetta's channel. She does some beautiful artwork and some fun streams herself. So she's a cool girl. And I just got to meet her last week already? Is that like a week ago already? I feel like I lose all sense of time and space. I'm just this weird traveling orb in the universe that has no concept of time and space at this point. But yes, I got to meet Rosetta, and she's very cool. The Princess Bride and Predator are 1987. Ooh, those are good options. Okay. I mean, I love both those movies, so I'm just going to choose both of those for now until someone else says something else. But I love Predator. I'd have to maybe say The Princess Bride, though. As much as I love Predator, Princess Bride is just so good. Predator's good, too. I know I've shared this with some of you guys, but my dream one day is to create a Predator first aid kit. Thought that'd be so cool. The Batman. I am part Welsh, part Irish, so happy St. Patrick's Day. And I was also born in 1987. Yay! Oh my gosh. Well, my fellow Irish 1987er, welcome, the Batman. Thank you for this beautiful super chat with, I love the Welsh, the Wales flag, I'm assuming that is, and the Irish clover, and all the little symbols. Thank you very much. Emojis. Such a boomer. I forgot what they're called. Very cool, the Batman. Thank you to my fellow Irishman. I cannot do an Irish accent because I will sound like some strange creature. I'm not going to do an Irish accent. Oh. Snobby Acorn, Jedi Bunny, please don't get anxious. Too late. I'm always anxious. You know that by now. It's okay. Being anxious is okay. I feel like it's just good. It's good to own it and breathe into it. Inconceivable. Yes. And I always feel like, was it the giant who said, anybody want a peanut? Because I always have peanuts on me because I love peanuts. Like Trader Joe's peanuts, they have a resealable plastic bag, and I try to carry those everywhere with me. So I'm always asking people if they want a peanut. Hugs, everyone. Rosetta, so sweet. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was also 1987. I haven't seen Lethal Weapon yet, but Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a really good movie. It's beautiful. Oh, Rosetta. Princess Bride was the movie of my relationship, and our wedding song was the love ballad from the ending credits. We rewatch it every anniversary. That is so cute. Oh my gosh, I love that. You did tell me that when we were out at that that bar that that like Britannia bar in Santa Monica. You did tell me about that your love song was the love ballad from the ending credits, Rosetta. That's so cute. And I think I missed another super chat from you. Oh wait, let's go back. Wait, I missed it. Here we go. Rosetta says, I'm a lot braver on camera. I know you saw that while I was there, but I am still so grateful that I got to meet you all before the insanity. 2 weeks almost since, sweetie. Oh my gosh, has it been 2 weeks? It doesn't feel that long ago. It feels like yesterday, in a good way. I think that's because I just had so much fun. It feels like recent memory. Rosetta, I can definitely relate to that. I think if I were talking to 61 people in person, I would be scared out of my wits. I don't know how I would handle that. But I also like meeting people in person too, because I feel like I get a general sense for who they are and their being. So it's really cool that you have as much confidence as you do on stream and you're so willing to share yourself and your art and your thoughts and your opinions. And I feel like through streaming, I think I might be eventually better probably in person with people too, because I'm able to kind of tap into what I'm feeling in a bigger sense. So I bet you'll experience some of that too as you go on. Rosetta, meh, tired, gotta work. Okay, Rosetta, that's good. Go work. And just know that everybody here is thinking of you, because clearly people enjoyed seeing you in the comments. So thanks for stopping by and good luck with everything. Take care of yourself, enjoy, and thank you for stopping by the stream. Groovy Entertainment, happy St. Patty's Day, and I'm Irish also, and Adventure in Babysitting, and Brave Little Toaster, and G.I. Joe the movie came out in 1987. Oh my gosh, so the Brave Little Toaster really made me think that quicksand was going to be all over the place when I was a kid. I remember being so terrorized by the quicksand scene in that movie, and just, I think I had nightmares about quicksand, thinking, oh my gosh, one day I'm just going to run into quicksand and I'm going to have to learn how to survive quicksand and like build skills to survive quicksand. I remember always asking my dad, like peppering him with questions about how do I survive quicksand? Because I really thought it was going to be like a big obstacle in life. And to this day, I've still never encountered quicksand, which is strangely a little disappointing. But Brave Little Toaster is a cute movie. Oh, Batman says Fatal Attraction was 1987. I haven't seen that because I really don't want to see a bunny get cooked in a stew. But I've heard it's a good movie. Epic Word, best movie I saw recently was Jojo Rabbit. Totally recommend. I've heard whisperings of Jojo Rabbit, but I still really don't understand what it is. I should give it a look though. I usually wait until a few of you guys keep recommending it, and then I'm like, okay, clearly something's going on here. But I have heard rumblings of this, so I'm interesting. Health Walker, well, that fast food is already here. Good. Oh, King of Ruckus, that movie was bugged out. That poor rabbit. Oh. Rosetta, oh wait, hang on. Yeah, Chris Stuckman. Rosetta, one more crazy story. I actually got my lip scar sword fighting with tent poles with my sister. We were trying to recreate the cliff battle. It started my fencing passion. That's actually a really cool story. Rosetta, I don't even remember you having a lip scar. I feel like I remember you telling me a story about a scar, but I didn't even register that you had one, I don't think. That's actually a really cool way to get a scar, though, I must say. That's really cute. Oh, so you and Jesse have something in common then with your fencing passions. Very cool. That's adorable. And thank you for your super chat, Rosetta. That is a crazy story. Tent poles. Fencing with tent poles. The cliff battle. That's a really cute childhood memory. I love that. Oh, here we go. Epic Ward. Jojo Rabbit. Light comedy mixed with serious topic and story, and they kept the balance perfectly. Hard to do, indeed. I love things that can pull that off. That's why I love Better Call Saul, by the way. Anybody here Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul fans? Last night's episode was so good. One of the best episodes, I think, out of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. You guys should all watch Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, please. Hero, I'm back. I had to go trash a dead mouse my sister was too afraid of. Please don't kill mice. Hero, on my behalf. I don't think I've ever asked anyone to do anything for me. I've never even asked people to subscribe to my channel. I don't ask people to like my videos. But Hero, please next time, can you get those like little have a heart traps and then drive the mouse to a field and let it go? I know mice are everywhere and people think of them as vermin and parasitic and disgusting, but I love mice and I would adopt that mouse if I could. I love mice. I love all animals, but yeah, I know that's a really stupid like thing to ask. I'm sorry if I put you on the spot, but that was nice of you to get rid of the mouse for your sister that was scared of it. But no, don't kill the mice. They do make traps that you can trap them in and then you can let them go. So maybe next time you could do that and dedicate that to me. I would love that. I love small rodents too. Yeah, I love small rodents. I do. I love all animals. I could never kill an animal. I don't know how people do it. I'm okay. I understand that hunting is a passion and an art to a lot of people. I'm okay with that. But when it comes to like killing animals like for sport or because you think of them as a nuisance, like I had an ant infestation last year and I was like heartbroken even having to kill these ants. I know it had to be done. I couldn't relocate them. I looked into it. You can't relocate ants apparently. But yeah, I just don't like killing anything, but especially animals. Oh no, so cute. Tommy's here. Hi, Tommy. Snobby Acorn. I'm so sad right now. My phone at 10% right now. I want to watch more awesome Jedi Bunny live stream. Oh no. Try to go recharge it if you can. Go recharge it, and then maybe you can catch more. Rhodesian Scout. I don't even like standing on ants. Me neither. I try to always avoid hurting anything if I can. That's always the best thing. Rosetta Allen, well said. Whereas I grew up hunting to feed my family, and I hunt because I have serious issues with packing plants and how animals are raised for meat. Yeah, I agree with you. I would always take hunting and small-scale farming, family farming, hunting. I would always take that over factory farms and the way that they treat those animals and lives. I've met some hunters. They're incredibly good people. Farmers are wonderful people. But when it comes to like when you're doing something on a huge scale, there's no way to have a value of life. I find that most hunters truly love and feel connected to nature. Rosetta, I know that about you. You have such a deep connection to nature. So I in no way think there's anything wrong with that at all. And it's sad. I think it's sad when people give hunters a bad rap because I don't think they have the full picture on what's actually happening and what it actually means to go out into the wild and to be a part of that process. From what I've heard and seen of hunters, they have a deep ongoing reverence for nature and the animals that they're engaging with. So Tommy, it's good to have you in the chat, by the way. I saw your video the other day letting us know what was going on. Oh my gosh, and I just now I'm able to see that I knew that you had a green bow and arrow, but I didn't realize that that was your guinea pig in the middle. That's so cute. Oh. Will Gentry's back. Hi, Will. Oh, Will, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's going to be rough for a while. I'm so sorry you're going through this. I'm glad that you're there for your mom. I know she's going to have a rough time with this too. I'm so sorry. My heart goes out to you. I'll be thinking of you. I think a lot of you will. A lot of us will. A lot of you guys will be thinking of Will. Oh, the Wanderer. I used to be the angriest drunk around my town, but never hurt anything. Don't even squash spiders. No point in giving pain to a smaller being. Oh. Whoa, hero. Fun fact, my first interaction with an animal was when a dog tried to maul my face off and the owner had to pull it away. That is horrifying. That's a very traumatic experience, especially if you were a child when that happened. I have a scar. I don't even, hang on. I think it's here. Can't really tell. Let me see if I can turn my computer light up. No, that just makes my face glow. But I have a scar here, and you can't really see it, I guess, unless you're in person, but it's from my Rottweiler that I grew up with, and I love this dog. He was like my big brother, but I was a little baby, and I was crawling all over him. I think I was pulling his ears and stuff, and he very gently took my head and put it in his mouth. So I have a very small scar. The scar isn't from him. It's from the stitches that I got as a child. But to this day, I still adore Rottweilers. My parents have another one. She's my little sister. I love dogs. I love animals of all kinds. And I think animals sometimes behave in ways that we don't have control over. They are still animals. They're acting a lot of times out of instinct. And a lot of times, sometimes they have behavioral issues. In this scenario with myself, I know it wasn't behavioral, it was an instinctual thing, because he was doing what he would have done to a puppy, because as a human baby I was being an annoyance and crawling all over him and being a nuisance, and he didn't react in an angry way. He didn't try to kill me. He didn't try to shake me or anything. He just, unfortunately, it punctuated a small amount of my epidermis. Whatever. I'm not mad about it. I'm not resentful. I honestly don't even remember it. The only memories I have of him are very fond memories, and I still love that dog. He's still my big brother up in doggy heaven. So, yeah. But yeah, it can be really traumatic. I know a few people have had very traumatic experiences with animals, but I think it's important not to judge them as though they're acting out of malice. It's typically something embedded in their instinctual being. So, yeah, important to remember. The Batman. I eat babies. Get in my belly. Look at my belly. I'm dead sexy. That was my best fat bastard impression. And now I'm really embarrassed. I got to work on it. I'll work on it. Epic Ward, indeed. No bad dogs, just bad owners. Yes, it's very, very important for if you're going to be a pet owner, especially for larger breed dogs or dogs that can do damage. Any of the bully breeds, they're some of the sweetest dogs, but they also pack a lot of power and force behind their bite. So it's very important to know what you're doing as far as a dog owner and to implement training strategies, because dogs need direction. They are pack animals. So yes, that's a very important thing to remember. That's good. Hero does not blame the dog. Very, very cool. The Wanderer, this is for Will. Keep strong. You're a good man, needed now more than ever. You can do it. We're all counting on you. Airplane reference. Thank you, The Wanderer. That's very true. That's a really, really, I second that message, and I'm sure a lot of people do. Leon Kennedy, it's okay. I'm not upset about it at all. I was just trying to make the point that I think sometimes animals behave in ways that people almost anthropomorphize them and assume that they have malice or that they're evil or that they're out for blood, but typically that's not the case. Typically they're good-hearted creatures that are just acting out of instinct. And now, just like Nova is trying to get into a cabinet because she wants to get into a cabinet. Mando Merc, yes, we're still going. We're it going? How are you doing? Oh, my second interaction is when I tried to ride a huge German Shepherd. The good boy actually let me. Nova, stop. What are you doing? What are you doing? What? What are you doing? You want attention? You want to say hello to the stream? Come here. Come here. Nova. Come here. Come here. Hello, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm a little bit Irish myself. Hi. Okay. So Noah's part Irish, if you didn't get that. That's where her green eyes come from. Hi, the Disco Dev. Oh, Ken, I am surviving, but recent events have driven my anxiety through the roof. That is understandable. Well, you have us to talk to. We're here for you. But I know, anxiety is rough, for sure. Will Gentry. Yeah, Will, that's rough. I think sometimes the caretakers of the people that we lose suffer almost. I mean, sometimes they end up suffering the most because they're giving so much of themselves to take care of the person who's ill or going through the traumatic or negative experience they're going through. So it is hard, but it's good that you're as concerned as you are in a way, because I know that means that you'll be there for her and you're worried about her. Man, I wish I had something more to tell you, but I don't. I know it's a hard situation and it's rough. Life is hard. Losing people is a terrible reality of life, and being there for those who are suffering is also, it can be painful to see them suffer the way they do. Especially the more we care about that person, seeing them suffer is pain. It's just painful. There's no way around it. But I'm glad that you're there for your mom. Like Mal, oh, this is Rosetta again. Like Mal, Bengal, Siamese, and such cats, Kelly, they learn differently and need specific raising. Indeed, yes, very true. Psychonaut said hi to Nova. We're happy to have you here, Ken. Will Gentry, there's nothing anyone can say to heal a person in these moments. As I always say, death is the only guarantee in life. It's the one and only constant in life that we all share. It's true. It's unfortunate, but it's true. Yeah. That's the source of my unending existential dread and intermittent nihilism. But you guys see me when I'm in a brighter mood, but I definitely think about these things a lot, ponder the nature of reality and existence and life and death very often. So I don't ever want you guys to feel alone in those experiences. And when I do read comments like this, when I see you guys going through these things, it does resonate with me a lot. And I really hope that you all know that you have people that care about you. Yes, Rhodesian Scout, thank you for asking. I am. I've said a few times, I'm very good at social distancing. I've been good at it. It's one thing I've been so good at my whole life. I'm very talented at social distancing, so I'm doing okay. I'm all stocked up. We've got Nova enough food for like 2 months now. Enough food for me, enough water, filtration system, fresh air when I need it from the windows. I have a pull-up bar, so I'm going to be like Sarah Connor in no time. But no, in all reality, I'm using a lot of assistance from resistance bands. But I'm going to try to be able to do at least one pull-up by myself by the time this this whole shenanigan is over with. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see. Thank you for asking. Rosetta. Oh, Rosetta, thank you for this. I want to thank you greatly for your kindness and grace, Kelly. Meeting you guys and spending time with you a couple weeks ago was a highlight of my life. May you be blessed. I'm going to go now for hugs. I'm going to go for now. Hugs. Rosetta, thank you so much. Thank you for your super chat. And that is, the feeling is mutual, Rosetta. I hope you know that you are a very special person. You have a lot to offer. I know that sometimes life can get us down. And some people, unfortunately, seem to, like, for some reason, get all the suffer cards in the deck. And I know it's hard. I know anxiety sucks. I know what's going on now causes even more anxiety, but I have faith that you will find a way through this. It might be hard, it might be challenging, but I think you'll be stronger on the other side because of it. Because when I met you, I saw someone who has been through stuff, but is also more intelligent and more aware and more understanding of the world because of it. So just keep going, Rosetta. You've got a lot to offer. So remember that, please. Adam Courier, no. I watched CNN for 30 minutes today. It was nerve-wracking listening to them repeat the same thing. Don't do this to yourselves, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Adam, I totally understand the want and the desire to be up and up with the facts, but oof, that just sounds, I'm getting anxiety just thinking about tuning into any news station at this point. It's just, I don't think it's worth it. Seek out pertinent information. If you have a question about something in particular, what you should do, I would seek out the experts, seek out the professionals, look at what the CDC is posting, but the news is thriving right now because it knows it has people scared in their homes and tuning in and staying tuned in. And this is it, they don't care about your mental health, unfortunately. So yeah, oof, that's anxiety inducing just thinking about. I feel you, Adam. Yeah. Try to break away from that now, psychologically. Nightmare. Well, I like the way you spell nightmare, by the way. Well, being great at social distancing is what we both have in common. Yes, social distancers unite separately. Rosetta, thank you. Oh, you see strength in me. Thank you. I definitely go through life sometimes thinking that I'm a weakling and that life's just one day just going to beat me down so small that I can't take it anymore. That's like my biggest fear, is that one day I'm just going to be hit with such a awful feeling that it's going to make me shrink and feel like I can't even live another moment through it. And I'm sure that's something a lot of people experience. But when I hear someone like you tell me that you see strength in me, that reassures me and motivates me. It makes me feel a lot better. So thank you, Rosetta. That means so much. And that really does help me feel more positive about things. So thank you. And the same to you, Rosetta. Thank you for your super chat. And more importantly, thank you for being in the stream and saying hello. I'm always happy to see you. Within cells interlinked, kettlebell exercises are great for home workouts. I want to get a kettlebell. I've been trying some mild calisthenic stuff, like mobility stuff and body weight things. I still can't really do a great, I mean, I can do push-ups, but they're not the best form. So I do like incline push-ups at this point, but I'm trying. I want to be able to get to the point where if I was hanging off the side of a cliff, I could actually pull myself up. The Batman. I love that he asks if she's okay and she says, yes, I have enough food for the cat as a first response. I didn't even realize that I did that. That's funny. Oh my gosh, Rhodesian Scout. When people are outside, please be wary when passing other people. I was walking a dog yesterday and a guy walking past me coughed in my face. Oh my gosh, that's horrendous. Even in normal circumstances, that is not okay. Do not cough in people's faces. Do not sneeze in people's faces. That is, no. Do not do that. Don't do that. Unless they have a very specific request for that sort of thing, do not do that. Inappropriate. Oh, Gen X, that's a great question. Will I ever do a full video on the existential dread? Ideally, yes, I would absolutely love to. My personal experience with existential anxiety and dread has been very, very heavy. So I worry that I might not be able to get through a whole video without getting emotional. And the last thing I need is me being emotional in a video on existential dread. But at the same time, I also think it's important. And I seem to have a lot of you guys asking me about my experience with it and it resonating with a lot of you. So I do think it's an important thing to make. I would love to be able to one day in the future teach myself how to edit and do like a video essay instead of just talking to the camera, but actually maybe write something down and share it with some images instead of just blabbering on to the camera. We'll see. But yeah, I would love to do something like that. I'd love to tie it all in to something like Star Wars or other films too. I think the first moment I ever had a really existential experience myself it wasn't the first existential experience because I've definitely had moments in my life where I really deeply pondered things and wanted to understand more. But the first time I ever realized that I wasn't alone in that feeling, I think was, as hyperbolic as it might seem to people who aren't Star Wars fans, it was the moment that Luke Skywalker was looking out at the binary sunset. And it made me feel, it's almost like I felt what he was experiencing and what he was thinking and what he was feeling. And that deeply, deeply resonated with me. The music, the swell of the score and the imagery was so gorgeous, and just like almost like the painful longing expression on Luke's face. And I mean, I was 6 when I saw that for the first time, but it was life-changing for me for that reason, is that it felt real. It felt like something I was like, I didn't even need to hear. I didn't need narration. I didn't need him to explain what he was feeling. It's like, I got it. And I think that's why it resonates with a lot of us, probably. Lyndon Hall, existence is pain to a meeseeks, Kelly. Meeseeks. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the name of the show. Meeseeks, Mr. Meeseeks, right? Mr. Meeseeks. I'm Mr. Meeseeks. I know the show. I'm forgetting the name of the show. Oh my gosh. What? Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty. It's Rick and Morty. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Rick and Morty, yes. Brian Dyer, I agree. I think bodyweight exercises are the best for you. Yeah, that's true. I love yoga. I love hiking. I've gotten recently into indoor rock climbing or indoor bouldering. I love that kind of thing. And what indoor bouldering taught me was just how much how much room I had to grow in terms of being able to use my own body to do things in life. I mean, I'm great at walking. I can run really fast if I really want to. I don't usually want to, but I can if I want to. I can't run for great speeds because I get or great lengths because I tend to get a little bit bored. But yes, I think body weight, it's a really good thing to train. And then you're not so much focused on the aesthetic. It just feels good to know that you can do more with your body and have greater mobility in life. It translates to everything. It makes you feel better emotionally, mentally. That's another good thing that I can suggest to anyone that is feeling anxiety is if you work out at home, it doesn't have to be any crazy. You don't have to pump iron like Arnold. You don't have to do anything insane, but to just do a little bit of mobility flow. There are some great YouTube channels out there that just do easy body weight at home exercises. If you want to do weights, you can, but you don't have to. And it just gets your mind into this place where you feel like you're taking care of yourself. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be for aesthetic purposes. That can come later down the line, but just to wake up and feel like you're doing something just feels good. And it definitely helps with anxiety, I think. It definitely enhances the dopamine, the feel-good hormones that we have occurring naturally. So if you can, go for it. Exactly, Gary N. Exactly. Gelf Walker. I'll bump islands so I can get to the chopper. Aw. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to. By the way, I love seeing that you guys are having conversations amongst yourselves in the comment section. That just makes me so happy because it's like we're all just hanging out. It's like an introvert party. We're all hanging out separately. I love it. Hero 360. I never had a pet. My parents always thought I was too irresponsible. They were absolutely right back then, but I think I've matured. Still not getting my dream dog anytime soon. German Shepherd named Rex. That's a really cute name, by the way. German Shepherds are phenomenal dogs. Great breed. Very cool. Very sweet. Very loyal. Can be very protective. I think it's important to have a pet. And I'm sorry your parents thought you were too irresponsible, but I do think it's a good way to cultivate a sense of responsibility in children. I had pets growing up. I had so many different types of pets. I think my parents were more lenient with letting me get pets because I was an only child and they knew I was lonely and I wanted an outlet to spend time with something other than myself, to take care of something other than myself. And so I grew up I had all different kinds of pets, but I do think, especially once I got a dog, I had a Siberian Husky, and I used to take her for long walks, sometimes runs, sometimes I'd go out on my rollerblades with her. I mean, I would take her for miles and miles because anyone who knows Huskies knows that they have a lot of energy, and she would go on hikes with myself or my family multiple times a day. She'd be running in fields, running through streams. And it just gives you a sense of wanting to take care of something other than yourself, and also respecting and appreciating how important it is for you to let another being live its best life, because it's weird. It's unfortunate if you're a bad pet owner, but if you're a good pet owner, I think it's one of the most rewarding things ever. If you're a bad pet owner and you don't really care about their quality of life or their existence, you look at them as an accessory, you're not going to care about the autonomy of that creature, just like bad parents don't really care about the autonomy of their children. But I do think it can be really important to have a pet and to have something, especially if you're feeling lonely and you want more of I don't want to say that it gives someone purpose in life or meaning in life, because so much of that is intrinsic. But I do think if if you experience loneliness or if you feel like you want something more, sometimes it's good to have a pet to kind of be that outlet where you can share experiences, but also take care of someone or something else. So it is special. Oh, people talking about pets in the comments. I love it. Oh, Leon, that's an unpopular opinion. Thank you. People who are an only child are the sweetest people you could meet. I see. I haven't met that many only children. I feel like they're not always that common. I feel like most people I've met have siblings, but there's this running theory, or not theory, but there's this running social consensus that seems to state that only children are very spoiled and very selfish. And while I definitely can attest that I have some attributes that might not be the most socially desirable, I do feel like I genuinely care about other people and I want other people to be happy. And sometimes I have to check myself when it comes to what I want or how I'm being, but I think that's just more about being human in general. But yeah, I've met so many only children who were genuinely like sweet, loving people. So thank you for saying that, Leon. I appreciate that. Joel is here. Hi, Joel. General Kelly. I'm glad you're here, Joel. It's always great to see you in the streams. Wait, nightmare. I used to be an only child till I had a little sister. Now she tortures me while I'm present and awake, and then when I'm not present and asleep, she praises me. That's cute. That sounds like a very little sister thing to do. That's actually kind of sweet. Gelf Walker, most only children are brats. I don't know. I was always a very quiet child. I was always really good with my teachers because I always wanted people to be happy and comfortable. So I think it depends on the kids. We'll see. Something Nowhere Man is here. Hi, Something Nowhere Man. Hi, chat. Hi, Jedi Bunny. Hope everyone is doing great. Larry. Hi, Larry. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you made it. Travic. Oh, Gelf Walker. Oh, Gelf Walker found an old style lolly shop. PRP. Okay. Travis, depends on the child. I'm a middle child, by the way, and definitely think my little sister is definitely the spoiled one. Yeah, I think that tends to be common. The youngest ones, that tends to be the most prolific generalization, I would say. But I do think there's definitely truth to birth order generalizations, because typically if there's a stereotype about like a personality type or something, there tends to be some kind of basis in reality for it. And I worked a lot with kids growing up too, and there was one particular family that I got very close with, and the birth order was so like stereotypical for the personality types they had. So I find that stuff really, really fascinating. But everybody has their own unique personality and experience with things. So it's an interesting topic. Peter Sharon, in today's society, all kids are brats, LOL. Now there's one that it does definitely depend on the parents too, but the school systems, the education system, society in general is shifting into a way that, it does change the way that children grow up, the way they view themselves and their place in the world. So yeah, it's an interesting time for sure. Dr. Alan Grant is your hero. I wanted to be like him as a kid, says a Chaplin production. I loved Alan Grant. He was awesome. Yeah, he was like for sure one of the coolest people in that movie. I also loved Ian Malcolm, but Ian Malcolm was a little bit on the more neurotic side. I thought Dr. Grant was just cool as a cucumber. So cool. So like even keeled, so aware. Yeah, he was a cool character, and Sam Neill was always a cool actor. I always wished he did more stuff. The Batman. I've never had a taco or a burrito in 32 years on this planet. What? Wow. That's actually impressive, like, that you've never even, wow. Is that by choice, or is that just by, like, your proximity to Mexican food? I guess it's not all Mexican, technically. There are different versions. Nerve. Then go to Taco Bell drive-thru right now, Batman, and don't forget to get some for Robin. Joel, you're the oldest child of your family. Wow. I wish I had siblings. I still wish I had siblings. It's a little late. It's a little late for that, but YouTube. Oh my gosh, this joke is too much. This joke is too much. Guys, just a disclaimer, this is a joke. Breaking news. Chuck Norris tested for COVID-19. The virus has gone into a 2-month quarantine. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's a good Chuck Norris joke. That might be the best Chuck Norris joke of all time. Thank you, YouTube. I needed that. I needed that. Rhodesian Scout. What's a taco? Aw, something nowhere, man. Same at Chaplin Production. He's one of the fictional characters that made me love and learn about dinosaurs. He's a badass paleontologist. He did for paleontology what Indiana Jones did for archaeology. Oh, I haven't seen Merlin. Oh, groovy entertainment. I'm a spoiled only child, but I love sharing and helping people out too. That's sweet. Nice to see you here, groovy entertainment. Wow, strawberries in a taco, Travis. Interesting. Oh, Tommy. Tommy's a great mod. Thank you so much, Tommy. It's good to have you back. Be sure to hop all over the like button and share the stream. That's so cute. Tommy, you're so clever. Thank you. Thank you for the emojis. The Batman. Here in Wales, they're just not on the menus, and I've just never been to a Mexican-style restaurant, but there is one in the capital city, though. Ooh. Interesting. You should give them a try, by the way. They are very, very good. You can have them all different ways, all different spice levels, all different flavor profiles. Very good. Ooh, Gary N. Wait, we have some news from Gary N. Just heard that all casinos and non-essential businesses in the Nevada area where you live are shutting down starting tomorrow. I think that's a good thing. I do think that's a good thing. Thank you for sharing, Gary. Yeah, if anybody has any news, be sure to let us know. You can keep posted on that stuff. Peter Colabucci, you have a joke. Okay, let me hear it. 100 Aussies stuck in Peru. Oh, it does suck when people can't get back home, but wow. Nightmare. Aw, if I could like this stream as many times as I wanted to, then this stream would get 9 billion likes. Well, thank you, Nightmare. I appreciate your billions of support. Nerve, I have not seen Ford versus Ferrari yet. I've heard good things, though. Oh, Peter Colabucci, here's the joke. What's the Easter Bunny's favorite restaurant? What is the Easter Bunny's favorite restaurant, Peter? IHOP. That's cute. Yeah. That's good. That's good. IHOP. Yep. IHOP. Oh, Adam Courier answered it. I thought it was Peter at first because Adam. See, look, Adam has the pink profile photo, and then Peter Colabucci has it too. So I thought it was Peter giving the answer, but it was Adam. IHOP. IHOP. I agree, the Batman. That Chuck Norris joke was top notch. Hero. I envy your ability to bond with teachers. I was that kid who always butted heads with teachers. I may or may not have sworn at one before. It's an issue I really need to work on. I mean, for certain teachers, yes, the temptation was there. There were certain teachers I wouldn't say I butt heads with. I never got like heated or angry in a classroom necessarily, but I actually had one teacher growing up that really deeply picked on me and was kind of a bully towards me, which was really unfortunate. I think he knew that I was quiet and I kept to myself. And he would give out assignments, and this was the 5th grade too. So it wasn't like high school or university or anything. It was the 5th grade. I was very young. I think I must have been, 11. I think I was young for my grade, so I was probably about 11. And he would give out these assignments, and if you deviated at all with any you couldn't even be creative. And of course, I always wrote very creatively. I was very creative in my thinking and writing, and I always kind of went into like different realms of thinking. And he would just get so angry. And I don't know, man, he picked on me for like a full year, and then I had him for a few other courses as I got older, and he was just not a nice person. Teachers can really make or break your experience, especially in your youth. So I don't know. It's not that I necessarily bonded with all my teachers, but I just tried to always respect them. My parents really drilled in the message of respect your elders when I was younger. So I always tried to give as much respect as possible to the older generations, even though I don't think they necessarily always warranted that respect, because sometimes older generations were more rude than younger generations, depending on the person. So it all changes based on the experience, the person. So yeah, that's a tough one. But you'll work on it. The fact that you're aware of the issue, I think that's the first, like I always say, the awareness is key. Once you're aware that you might have something that you want to work on, you've already started the journey. So I commend you for being aware of it. Once again, hero, you are pretty cool for allowing yourself to talk about these things with us and sharing your experiences. Adam Courier, I was excited. Yes, you had to give the answer. I like it. I appreciate it. Oh, Nerve. Okay. So I'm assuming you're talking about Ford versus Ferrari. Yeah, I gotta check that out. That's cool. Aw. It's based on a true story too, and I don't want to spoil it, but it's very meaningful and personal film. A very meaningful and personal film, and pretty upbeat until the end when something sad happens. Oh, that is kind of a spoiler. No, not now. No, I know, but not right now. I know you're hungry. Sorry. It's okay, Leon. I had some great teachers too. I really did. The great teachers made up for some of the less wonderful ones. But yeah, it just goes to show how much of an impact you can have on someone, and how much of an impact your actions, your behavior, your words can have on someone. I don't even think he realized how much he affected me as a teacher. And I don't know, I think he's still teaching to this day, which is kind of scary. Because I met a friend a few years back who said she had a similar experience, and she was getting into acting. She was actually really good. She had been in a few films even at a young age, and he was like a drama teacher at the same time, so she had a few private lessons with him, and apparently he told her that she didn't have a talent and she wasn't good enough, and so she stopped acting even though she had more roles than he ever had in his lifetime. So some people, it's just, I think he just probably was a deeply insecure person and just felt the need to take that out on students and children, unfortunately. So Ben versus reality. The fight between Batman and Jason Bourne was worth the price of admission. That'd be cool if they were actually in character when it happened. Oh my gosh, Rhodesian Scout. Sorry, bad joke coming. I tried to make a coronavirus joke a while back. Nobody laughed at first, but eventually everyone got it. I can dig it. Good joke. Good joke. Ooh, Sailor Cecil, thank you for the update. So apparently, as of this afternoon, Austin, Texas is closing bars and restaurants. Apparently, National Guard of Texas is being activated. Okay. Well, here we go. That's a big one. Thank you for sharing, Sailor Cecil. Peter Colabucci, why don't vampires have friends? I don't know that one. I don't know. Why? Why? Why don't vampires have friends? Nova just jumped in a cabinet. Little rat. Because they're a pain in the neck. That's cute. I like that. That's cute. Okay, let's see. Hang on. King of Ruckus. Are you still in touch with that friend today? What did she end up doing for a career? If you can't say or would rather not say, no worries. Unfortunately, she never kept up with acting, which I always thought she would have been wonderful at. She has a real knack for. I still think she could get into it if she wanted to. I am still in touch with her. She's a wonderful person. She's the mother of 3 going on 4 absolutely beautiful, smart, talented little kids. And currently, I think she works as a photographer. She's a really, really good photographer too. So, she didn't stick with acting, unfortunately, probably due to that teacher's behavior and the way he chose to treat her. But she's found a lot of meaning in being a mother. She loves being a mother. She loves being a wife. She's a genuinely good person. I've actually tried to encourage her to start a YouTube channel too, because she has a lot of good thoughts and opinions and things to share. And hopefully one day she will, in which case I would let you guys know. Oh, Gary. Hi, Gary. And Gary, oh, Kelly, I have to run. Before I go, I just want to say how grateful I am to have you and this amazing community in my life. Everyone take care and stay safe. Oh, Gary, thank you so much. And Gary, I know you reached out to me recently. I will definitely get back to you. I'm sorry. Things have been a little bit hectic, but I'm so glad to hear that you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining the stream, as always. I can't wait to watch the cat video you sent me. And we are just as lucky in this community to have you as you say you're grateful to have us. So thank you. It's because of people like you that I'm here in the first place. So thank you, Gary. Thank you so much for your super chat. $20. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Be safe. I'm glad that they're activating some serious measures and taking care of things in your area. So stay safe, be well, and I'm sure we'll talk again soon. Have a great night, Gary. You are very punny, by the way, Peter Colabucci, and so is Gary. Gary has great puns and jokes too. Snobby Acorn is back. Did you charge your phone? I'm glad you're back. Yay. Will Gentry. Okay, teepee's washed, face brushed. All ready now. Time for my customary sitting here for 4 hours and wondering why I didn't go to bed ages ago. Well, don't worry. Let's see. How long has it been? Oh my gosh, I've been going on for over 3 hours. Oh my gosh. That's long. That's long. Well, I probably won't keep you that much longer, Will. But I'm happy to have you here, as you know. Glad you charged your phone, Snobby Acorn. Within cells interlinked. LOL, my boyfriend just got a giant pack of toilet paper from Costco for me, even though we don't live together. It's honestly better than flowers right now. That's cute. That's very utilitarian of him. Yes, that's very utilitarian. That's good. Aw. Christy! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Christy. Okay. Hello, dear. Dad joke here. LOL. What's Forrest Gump's password? One Forrest one. That's so cute. I love that so much. Oh, that's adorable. Thank you, Christy. I needed that. I love that one, especially with Mr. Tom Hanks going through what he's going through right now. Christy, thank you for being here. You're awesome. Chaplain Production. Oh, got to go. Okay, Chaplain Production. It was so nice having you. Thank you for stopping by. I'm so glad you enjoyed the stream. You are always welcome. I hope to see you again soon. Take care of yourself. Nightmare. Well, I'm going to head out now, but I'll see y'all people at night when you sleep. That's good. Okay, good having you, Nightmare. Thank you for joining. Will Gentry. LOL, yeah, you've been streaming a long time. You're getting used to it and comfy with it, so time passes more quickly when you're streaming now. Oh, I didn't even think of it that way. I hope that's what's happening. If that's the case, it's really exciting. Can you guys believe that I had 3 guests on today? I had Mary, I had Jay, and I had Jeremy. And then I was able to talk to all of you at the same time. This was the most social interaction I've had in a long time. I'm very excited. Very excited. This social distancing thing is working out pretty well, I must say. Oh, Christy, you're so sweet. Oh my gosh, Christy, thank you so much for your super chat. I love the bunny and the hearts. They're so cute. Thank you, Christy. And you guys, Christy does have a channel too, by the way, according to Christy. And she live streams and she has guests and she makes fun videos. She has fun, witty, smart, cute, funny opinions on things too. Christy, you're doing a great job with your channel, by the way. I hope you keep uploading videos because I've been really enjoying watching them. And your live streams are super fun too. So thank you, Christy, for your super chat. But thank you more importantly for being you, for being here, and for just being awesome. Saffenders. My corona. Oh, no. No. Oh, you're gonna give me some time, Corona. Okay, sorry. I had to sing it. I had to close the loop. Hero, what lightsaber form would I specialize in? This goes for everyone else. Honestly, I know it's considered lame by today's standards, but I just loved Luke Skywalker's form. I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously Darth Maul was pretty awesome with the double blade. Obi-Wan's pretty sick, especially in the prequels. Qui-Gon. Yoda. I mean, Yoda was an amazing lightsaber wielder. But I just have to, just as an original trilogy fan, I'd have to say Luke Skywalker. Plus, I think his moves are a little bit more doable for me. I mean, I still can't do any of them, but I think I'm closer in his range. Maybe Alec Guinness, actually, the slow spin. I could do Alec Guinness's slow spin with a lightsaber. That's my style. But if I had to pick a color, I'd pick a green lightsaber. Oh, John Cartwright, thank you for joining. I love your profile photo with the clown nose. Hi from England, Jedi Bunny. Love the stream. Well, thank you for joining. Thank you for coming from all the way from England. It's good to have you. Christy, no, I just do it for fun. Well, you're very good at it for just doing your channel for fun. I really enjoy it. It is fun, but that's what makes it special, is that it's for fun and it's not like you're not trying to like do anything super serious, but I think that's why it's special and I enjoy it. Exactly, Will. Exactly. Yes, Joel. Follow Joel's link to Christy's channel. Cocoa Puff Cat? Did I miss something? Oh, you know number forms? I don't know numbers. Luke's form is a mixture of 3, 4, and 5, says Joel Barnes, who is a lightsaber expert. I am not worthy. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, well, what's old Obi-Wan's form? Like Alec Guinness, Sir Alec Guinness's form. That I think I could do. I could do a slow spin. Snobby Acorn. I just made a British accent in my new video called Tea. Oh, that's cool. I like doing British accents, although I'm really not sure which region of England I'm from with this accent. I really am not sure. It's just fun to do, and I'm probably offending people that are actually from England now that have had to cultivate this accent unknowingly throughout their lives. Yes, Leon Kennedy, well said. I wish I had the skills of young Obi-Wan. Alas, I think I'm only up for the slow spin, one slow spin before my imminent death, where all that's left of me is a tattered Jedi robe, tattered by the sands and the winds of Tatooine through many years of exile and my lonesome life in a small and humble hut. Yes. Oh, hero. No, I didn't gloss over Anakin Skywalker. I just couldn't possibly dream to interpret his lightsaber style on my own. He was far too good. General Grievous. Now that would be a cool, just be able to wield. How many did he have? Like 6? 4 lightsabers? Oh, Rhodesian Scout. Thank you for stopping by. From the American region of England. Yeah. Nerve, thank you. Cal could pass for Richard Dawkins' daughter with that accent. Richard Dawkins does have a pretty good. I like his accent. I like his voice. I think sometimes he can be a little too mean to people, a little too judgmental of people. But he's a smart man. Got to give him credit for that. And he does have a very nice voice. Whoa. Whoa, Joel, you're like blowing my mind right now with your awareness of these different things. Soresu, Ataru, and Jem Soshien for 3, 4, and 5, Kelly. What? Wow. My gosh, Joel, you should start a channel talking about these things because you definitely have your lightsaber skill knowledge. The Batman. 2 snowmen are standing in a field. One turns to the other and says, "Can you smell carrots?" That's cute. Tommy, I love your modding. You have the coolest, most like pertinent things to say and mod with. I love it. Oh, thank you, Snobby Acorn. I appreciate that. Peter Colabucci, did you hear about the Energizer Bunny? No, what about it? I hope this is a good joke. I'm sure it will be. Statistical Zero, hi, just popping in to wish you a happy day and try not to be happy about how it's socially acceptable to stay out of people's way now. Okay, have a good night. Oh, I love that comment. That's great. Statistical Zero, yes, we are social distancing and uniting separately with our social distancing skills. It is a very good time to be an introvert, I must say. I feel I've been preparing for this all my life, just as a Spartan soldier prepared all his life for that one Battle of Thermopylae? Was that Thermopylae? I'm probably getting that wrong. He was arrested for battery. Oh, that's good. The Energizer Bunny was arrested for battery. Very cute. Joel, I love that. Well, you should consider doing some stuff with that knowledge because that's pretty impressive. Most impressive. Will Gentry, LOL, there's always one thing you guarantee above all other things on a Jedi Bunny stream. Dad jokes. Yeah, we got them. We got them in supply. There's no quarantine on dad jokes here. We're in no short supply of dad jokes. We have more dad jokes than there is toilet paper in the world. Exactly, bearded nerd. And by the way, thank you for being here. I just saw you. Introverts are like, so business as usual. Exactly. Okay, so speaking of business as usual, I should wrap this stream up because I've been on for almost 4 hours now. It has been amazing catching up with you guys. I am so happy that you're all doing well. I know we've had a few people who have had some not so wonderful things happen. Will Gentry, as you know, my heart goes out to you. I think everyone has made it clear from this stream that we're here for you. We feel for you. I'm so sorry you had to experience what you did recently. But thank you for sharing. Thank you for coming here and being willing to share that experience. I know it's not easy, and I don't know. You matter to me. I know you matter to a lot of people, and I genuinely hope you continue to do well. I don't think Darren is here anymore, but Darren shared something about himself today that was a lot to deal with. The dude already left. He just had a procedure done recently. So obviously there are a lot of people in our community that are going through things and will continue. A lot of us will always continue to go through things because that's just the nature of life. But I'm just grateful that I was able to be here with you guys, connect, see how everyone's doing. Unfortunately, not everybody's doing great. But at the same time, I think it's important for us to understand that in a time like this with so much anxiety and so much going on that we're not sure about, the future seems uncertain, to know that we have a place where we can reconnect and reconvene. And my biggest tip is just don't watch the news. Just don't watch the news. You're going to freak yourself out. You're going to be in a constant state of fear and anxiety because that's what it's built to do. It's an incredible system because it knows exactly what it's doing and it's perfect at it. So there's a time and a place. I enjoy watching the news and keeping up to date on things. But when something like this is going on, it's the worst time to engage with it because it's going to keep you in a negative feedback loop. Seek out the information you need. Google things, look into the CDC, look into the research, look into medical professionals, health professionals, scientists, but try not to watch the news, guys, okay? You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for missing out on some comments here. Thank you, Joel. YouTube. What program do Jedis use to open PDF files? Adobe one. Kenobi. That's cute. I love that. Snobby Acorn has a good joke too. Okay. Snobby Acorn. First of all, thank you for this very sweet comment. I would have watched your live stream all day. They're pretty funny to watch. Did you hear about the guy winning the knock knock joke? And then he wrote, he won the Nobel Prize. That's cute. I love that. Thank you, Nerve. Thank you, Will Gentry. Thank you, Leon. Oh, thank you, Daniel, HC John. I'm glad you were here. I'm just seeing you now, but I'm glad you were able to be here for the stream. Always feel free to comment at any time. I'm not sure, maybe I missed one of your comments, but I'm glad that you're able to make it. Thank you. Thank you, Daniel. I second that, what Joel said, Will. We're here for you, man. Christy, thank you so much for being here. You're a sweetheart. And you guys, she's telling y'all to subscribe to me, but I'm saying you can go check out her channel too. Obi-Wan Adobe works too. Isn't that what he said? Stop vendors. No, I thought this was a 24-hour live stream. Not there yet. I'm not there yet. But I think this was one of my longer streams so far. So maybe I'll work up my stamina and I'll be able to go longer next time. We'll see. Ooh, Hero 360 and Joel Barnes, y'all should collaborate someday because look at this lightsaber knowledge we have. Well said, Christy. You need to educate yourself, but also be level-headed. Yes. Being prepared is so much more important than panicking. If you're panicking, chances are you're worried about something because you don't have confidence that you're handling it correctly. So if you feel panicked, research, prepare, do as much as you can to get everything figured out for yourself, and you will feel much better. I can tell you that much. Oh, Ryan Dyer, your phone's about to die. Oh, rest in peace, Ryan's phone. Ryan, thank you so much for being here. You've been here the whole stream. I really appreciate you. Thank you for joining, and I hope you have a great night or day, depending where you are in the world. Thanks, Bearded Nerd. Oh, within cells interlinked. Thank you. Peter Colabucci, thank you. Conrad Gonzalez, what to watch on Netflix? If you haven't seen Breaking Bad, watch Breaking Bad. If you haven't seen Better Call Saul, definitely watch Better Call Saul. I love this season so much. There's a lot of good stuff on Netflix. I could do a whole video on what to watch on Netflix. There's a great independent film called Good Time with Robert Pattinson. It's done by the Safdie brothers, I believe. That's excellent. That's a real trip. I'm not sure what your taste is in films or television. So I'd say start with Breaking Bad if you haven't seen it yet. It's amazing. There's a lot of good ones. Joel Barnes, love the emojis. Tommy, thank you again for being here. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're doing okay. Thank you, Daniel. Christy. Christy said, don't y'all dare post my channel link. And then look at Tommy for the win. There we go. Oh, snobby acorn. That's sweet. Joel Barnes, Kelly doing EFAP style coming soon. Every frame of pause. I don't know if I have the stamina for that. That one's going to be intense. Leave that to Anna. She's got that down pat. The dude, we were just talking about you. I was just saying how not everybody's doing wonderful, but we're here for everybody, no matter what they're going through. And again, since he's awake now and he just woke up from his nap, everybody, the reason I did this stream today was because the dude 1764 wrote me a comment asking how I was doing. So I used that as inspiration to see how everybody was doing and reconnect with everybody. So thank you again. YouTube, that's okay. Sad to have missed most of the stream, but always good to see Kelly and the regulars. Good night. I agree. I'm glad you made it, at least for part of it. That's better than never. John Cartwright, 2 a.m. in England, time for bed. Oh my gosh, you're a night owl, huh? Well, good night. Sweet dreams. Take care of yourselves. Bye, Psychonaut. Thank you for being here. This is beautiful. Thank you. Will Gentry, make sure you look at the post I just highlighted from the dude. Oh, wow, the Batman. Did you see any of the news from Italy earlier? The police arrested people for selling masks on the black market for 10 times the retail price. This world has hit a new low. Wow. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Price gouging is an unfortunate thing that we're going to have to deal with. I think they're going to be cracking down on it. It's too bad. It's really too bad. But I'd rather, private people, independent people get away with it than huge corporations. Because I mean, didn't Amazon price gouge toilet paper? Craziness. Oh my gosh, Will Gentry. Yeah, you guys are up. Oh, you're up late. Aw, Sailor Cecil, thank you. Well, you added to the positivity today. You had some great comments and points, so I appreciate you being here. Bye, Jedi. Bye, everyone. Take care. Speak soon. May the Force definitely be with you. We need that Force. Yes, we do. The Force is with us, and the Force cannot be contaminated. Let's just put it that way. So we can all be connected through the Force without being contaminated. Christy, Kelly, on the stream. I am. This is what I do. I always do this. I take forever because I want to make sure I say goodbye to everybody. It's like, usually if I'm at like a real party, I just Irish goodbye and get the heck out of there and don't want to say goodbye to anybody because I don't want to have to deal with extra social interaction. But when I'm with you guys, like I have to say bye to everybody. But you're right, Christy. I need to get going. I love this. Okay, hang on. Ooh, Travis, that sounds delicious. See, good things can come out of bad things. He came up with this meal last year during your struggles with extreme poverty. Chicken noodle soup from the can with barbecue chips as crackers and chunks of Ukrainian sausages for celebrating. That is so creative. Oh my goodness. That actually sounds amazing. Thank you, Travis, for sharing. I'm glad you're doing better, and I'm glad that you had some really mucho creativity from that experience of yours. Night, Addis. I love this hero. Oh, okay. You want me to read it in Yoda voice? Okay. Love you all I do. Wish you the best I do. May the Force be with you. Oh, that was awful. That was my worst Yoda voice yet. King of Ruckus. You always have the hardest time saying goodbye. This was a great stream. You really hit your stride. Thank you. Oh my God. That means so much to me. Thank you. Ken. Oh, Ken. Thank you so much for your super chat. Thank you, Ken. $10. Thank you for streaming today, Kelly. Love you and your channel. Happy St. Patrick's Day and be safe. Glad to be a part of this awesome community. Ken, we're so happy to have you too. Thank you for adding so many great comments and insight and just being awesome in the stream today. You were here from the beginning, so I appreciate that. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat, and you are always welcome in this community. We are happy to have you. Oh my gosh. Hang on. You just speed it up. Okay. Go eat dinner. Yes, Christy, I am hungry. I'm excited to eat. I'm very hungry. You guys know I haven't eaten. Yeah, I need to eat something. What was the last thing I even ate? I think I just had a handful of peanuts at like 11 a.m. It's been a while. Bearded nerd. Kelly at a party. Let me slip into something more comfortable. Gets in car and leaves. Great. Oh, yeah, I want ramen right now too. Ramen is amazing. Ramen is like the ultimate food. Thank you, Snobby Acorn. I'm glad you approve of my Yoda voice. Okay, I made it. I made it to the end of the comments. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. Nova wants to sing a little song for you. So good night, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Be healthy. And I care about you all. And I feel a deep connection to all of you. So I'm so glad we were able to reconvene and reconnect. And hopefully I'll be doing another stream or video soon. So I will let you know in the community tab. So keep your eyes out. And yeah, you guys are awesome. Okay, here comes Nova for her song. My corona. My corona. Oh, pretty rock. Pretty rock. Won't you come to give me some time, corona? My corona. My corona. Those are all the words I know, everybody. I'm sorry I'm not the best singer in the world, but I hope you all have a beautiful night. Please take care of yourselves and don't catch the coronavirus and don't give it to anybody else. Good night. We love you. Don't tell Mommy, but one day I am going to take over her channel and she will become a cat. And that will be all that is left of her. Good night, everybody. Goodbye.